Welcome back, everyone. This is the Stadia Initiative podcast, episode number 12. And today's date is Friday, September 18th, 2020. And this episode is entitled TSI with Android TV. And we record this podcast live every 2 weeks on Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time over at youtube.com/Club Stadia every 2 Fridays. I said that twice. My name is Brian, and without further ado, it's time to assemble. So how is everyone doing? Germani, a.k.a. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. How are you?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you doing, brother? How's it going, brother? Things go south. I'm tearing shit off. We get busy. Brother.
Yes.
I'm good, John. I'm good.
And that's all, folks. Perfect way to start and end the show. We're going.
Starting it in.
Man, how are we going to top that?
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't top it. I'm done. I'm muting my mic.
Germani, how are you doing, friendo?
No, I'm good.
What are you doing?
I'm good. It's always good to be back. You know, like I said, I've had a lot of different things going on, but it's always good to at least have this consistently going, you know, because it's a lot of fun. It is.
And this is going to be the last episode. I'm just kidding.
Feed just cuts out.
Exactly. Just fades to black. Yep.
How are you doing, MM?
I'm doing good, man. Just been doing some drinking. So this is going to be a great episode. I'm going to try to hold the swear words, but I can't promise anything. So make sure you got your on your tablet out, man.
I got it. I got the
tablet. It won't be me tonight. Yes.
Exactly. It's a final lead.
It's still early. Calm down, Chase.
Oh, God.
Eddie, how are you?
Mic test. Let's check if my voice is all right. Because yesterday my voice was all over the place.
Poor Eddie.
Yeah, I'm better. I'm doing okay. I'm recovered from the 24 hours live stream from last weekend. It was an awesome experience that I don't ever want to go back to again.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you, I guess. I think that's something that I can put on my resume. Well, yeah, because I think it's something cool, I guess. But that's why I said thank you, I guess.
He says, if you say so, Mother Blanker.
MM, you might as well just take 3 sips because he said, I guess. It's a drinking game now.
I
guess. Is that his bingo? It says, I guess. Chase, how are you doing? Making any, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, you almost hit it.
Everybody's been drinking. This is gonna be great.
I am good. I've got my Mountain Dew, my game fuel, so I'm ready to rock and roll. And as always, every 2 weeks, I am so happy to be in the company of such amazing individuals and an amazing chat and community. And I am looking forward to talking some Stadia. Let's do it.
Oh, you want to talk Stadia? We're not doing that today. Sorry.
Oh, shit. Well, sorry.
We're going to talk about my PS5 pre-order.
I had to be first.
Meg, please bring some semblance of normalcy to this podcast. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see you guys, and we're live, and we're talking, and there's so much happened. We have so much stuff to talk about. It's going to be great. And I'm going to have a beer later, so it's going to be really fun.
Later too.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So tonight, whatever it is, we'll be discussing all the new games that arrive on Stadia this week. The Google Launch Night in event, which may be somewhat Stadia related, Immortal Phoenix Rising, Stadia on iPhones, and much, much more. And in the after show, we got a couple things we're going to discuss, including our next generation plans for gaming and a little Stadia employer tweet that kind of went viral amongst the insider community, I guess you want to call them that. But we'll talk all about that in the after show, which is exclusive to YouTube viewers only at youtube.com/Club Stadia and takes place immediately after the audio recording of this podcast. But let's start off how we typically have been starting off the last few episodes with what have we been playing on Stadia. Germani, we'll start with you. I know last time we talked to you, you'd been a little busy. Have you been able to kick some time? Play a little Stadia?
Well, brother, last time I was on Stadia, brother.
I love it.
No, on Stadia, you know, I did play something after the last stream that we did. I did play. Hell, I almost forget the game now. Windbound.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want me to get into that just yet, but I did play that. I have an opinion on it. I'll tell you that.
You want to share it?
Yeah, get into it. Get into it.
I'll share it now. Man, kind of disappointed in the game, man. It's like they took like a mechanic and kind of ran with the mechanic, and the game is it's procedurally generated, all the islands, so there's not like anything really special. There's not that special touch there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just kind of randomly generated islands with this survival mechanic that's kind of like and the collecting of special items from Breath of the Wild mechanic, and they just kind of stick with that the duration of the game. It's kind of like
So would you say it's a little too derivative and formulaic?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
So it's more like Breath of the Mild, huh?
God.
Yeah, it is. I would have paid if had I known. I tend to try to go into games without doing too much investigating. I don't want to spoil too much. And that's a game I wish I had done that on. You know, a bit more.
Damn.
Yeah, for sure. With the asking price, for sure. Yeah. So.
How about you? What's that?
I'll tell you, that's about it. That's all I played so far.
Gotcha. How about you, man? 2K.
More PGA. Besides drinking, no, I've been I've been playing PGA 2K21 a lot of that. So it feels like that I'm on the greens, drinking my beer, But dude, that game is crack. That game, everyone has laughed at me. Matter of fact, I just got off of a behind the scenes conversation with somebody that said, "Why are you freaking hyping up that golf game, man? Come on, man." And they started playing it and they said, "Oh, this is crack." And I said, "I told you, we're all base heads now." So, great game. 2K21 publishing it was a fantastic thing. Me and Eddie, we still got to do our tiebreaker, man. As soon as Eddie gets his voice back. Yeah. But no, I've been playing mostly that. I've been playing a little bit of Division 2. Man, awesome game. One of the best games this generation. And I was going to get into some Last of Us 2 today to round that off, but I'm a little pissed at PlayStation a little bit. A little teed off, so I canceled it as a protest. We'll get into that later. So,
all right, Eddie, how about you?
I've been all over the place. But if we're talking about Stadia, I guess the one that I've been playing a lot, surprisingly, and even gonna check the amount of hours I have on the game, it is Bomberman. Whenever I have a chance, I go pick up a few matches here and there, and it's cool that the 64 players lobby fill out quite fast, and then you play a 5-10 minute match. And all of my breaks that I have, I feel like, okay, I'm picking up a few matches here on Bomberman. I have about 16 hours on the game so far, but I'm doing all right. It's a fun game to pick it up when you have some spare time. Other than that, I'm playing Avengers as well.
About Bomberman, have you noticed if they're bots? Like, are you able to tell?
I don't think I'll be able to tell. Because the names of people who appear usually are names of people like Stadia players. It's not like have a pattern that I can easily identify. And for the mechanics of people playing, I don't feel like it's a stupid AI, let's say.
Okay.
It would need to be a very good AI. But I do feel like it's actually players, but that's a good question. I might tweet at Konami and ask if they have bots.
And Chase, how about you?
So let's see. So today, I literally just got done playing Battlegrounds. Great game. Reminds me of Smash Brothers. It just has that type of feel to it.
Stadia? Oh,
yes.
You're talking about
Battlegrounds.
Yep.
Battlegrounds was really
WWE Battlegrounds.
No,
yes.
Smash Brothers is not on Stadia.
Yeah, Smash Brothers is not on Stadia.
Because you're saying Battlegrounds, I'm thinking PUBG.
No. WWE. So WWE, great game. I'm enjoying it so far. And I'll tell you what I've been playing a lot of, and I just want to promote this because I think it's great. I'm at the top of the leaderboard for this game is Uno. I have been playing the living you-know-what out of that game, and it is so much fun. And it was me, Lee, Kai, and Ashes the other night, and we had an absolute blast. We were doing 2v2. The flip version of the game is a hot, crazy mess. and it's a lot of fun in a good way. So yeah, I've been playing Battlegrounds, Uno, and then of course old reliable is pub. I usually play at least 2 or 3 rounds of PUBG a day, and that's it as far as Stadia.
Gross.
Wow.
Well, that's your opinion.
Gross.
You just don't like it because never mind.
Oh yes.
How about you go now, Meg?
My turn.
Care to comment on what you just said?
Well, I have not been playing PUBG. That's for sure. I've not been playing PUBG. I've been playing Hitman, guys. We got Hitman for free, and it is so fun. I'm on like the 4th level now, and like I've been loving the game since the tutorial. It's so much fun. So definitely check out Hitman. I love it so much I'm gonna buy the 2nd one, and then I'm gonna buy the 3rd one. I've already decided, like, it's such a good game. So I've been playing that the most. And then I've been jumping into games on people's streams, Bomberman and Uno. I've jumped in a lot of, and those are really fun. Bomberman, I've developed like this new strategy where if you become the tomato person, then you just like cling on to someone else and like they play the whole game for you. So it's perfect for me. I literally get carried, and the best I've ever done was 5th place, and it was because I just latched on to it was Jem or Chris, I can't remember, and they like just carried me all the way. So yeah, fun strategy. And Uno is really fun. I watched somebody play Uno Flip. That's crazy. That's way too crazy. I won't play that one. But regular Uno is my thing. I like, okay, Chase, I'm not going to beat you or anything, but it's fun. Oh, and Strange Brigade. I played Strange Brigade. Oh my God, that game is whack. I probably first and last look what I did on it, but like, it's fun. It's fun. It's like Tomb Raider and Zombie Army War had a baby and out popped Strange Brigade.
Yep.
It is exactly. It's like got the Tomb Raider puzzles and the vibe and like the archaeology feel, but then there's the zombies. It's awesome.
How does that make it whack, man?
The first and last look.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. It's just I don't know. Just is. It's crazy. It's just not what I expected. But it's good. Whack isn't a bad thing unless I mean I just say that. I mean, it's a mix.
Okay.
Look at his face.
I guess it's a Canadian thing. I don't know.
So the question is it better than Windbound?
Oh, in my opinion, yeah. But I don't know.
They're so different. You can't compare those two games.
Too soon? Okay.
I'm surprised you didn't like Windbound. I thought that was a universally loved game.
Yeah, I checked out of it as well, but
I never beat it.
Yeah.
The reviews were not kind for that game, unfortunately.
Oh, really? I thought it was fun.
I really tried to give it a chance, and it just no. I'm in the same boat as Germani.
I got like halfway. The same boat.
He's taking a chance.
I may or may not have kept my playtime under 2 hours for a reason. But moving on.
Okay, enough.
So Apple has finally lifted their little ban, if you will, on cloud gaming, or have they? Because they have amended their App Store policies. So, yeah. And as far as I know, I thought this was always a thing with Apple, that you could do this, but they're making it very well known that you can bring xCloud or Stadia, whatever you may do, to Apple's iPhones, iPads, all their stuff, as long as you submit each individual game to Apple for App Store rating, search engine stuff, and getting that 30% cut on every single game sold through the App Store. Germani, I guess let's start with this question. Do you think Apple is going to fold and just let Google, Microsoft, whoever wants to come in, actually bring their games over like someone normally would to like an Android device? Do you think Apple's ever going to let off of this?
Yeah, man. Like I said, on Twitter, man, this is the, when with new tech and stuff, there's the first iteration. It's more of a, what do you call it? A prototype. This is the Apple Fold 1. You know what I'm saying? By the time we get the Apple Fold 2, then they'll have everything in place. You know what I mean? But this is definitely, they're going to fold. They're going to fold. I stick to my guns. They're going to fold.
So second question for that. are they going to be forced to fold, like by the government?
Yeah. They're definitely going to try to ride it out. As you can see, they're really trying to stand by their gun, So, yeah.
How about you, MM2K? Do you think Apple is going to budge on this?
I think we got a few years. I mean, from what I've seen, in my honest opinion, looking at the judgment that was rendered, the temporary judgment, there's the long-term judgment and the temporary judgment. I don't think that the courts have an appetite for this because of, I think, and again, the courts are supposed to be biased, but they're humans. You know what I'm saying? And they'll find a way to use wordplay to try to finagle anything that they feel. Yep. I think that the way Epic came into this, and because they spearheaded this, and I warned people about this, it left a sour taste in the judge's mouth. And I don't think that we're going to get it based off of Epic's efforts. I think maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, especially when 5G becomes more regular throughout the globe, especially in the United States, then you'll see a reversal on this. But I don't see it happening. So I guess that answers kind of both. And I'll just throw on top of that, I think this puts Stadia in a big light. Let me know if I'm speaking out of turn, but this puts Stadia in a big light because they are looking to have a Safari solution to circumvent all this. So that's going to be, and I'm not sure how far along xCloud is even on that path. So it's an interesting chain of events. Excuse me, Mr. Alcohol. But those are my thoughts.
Fair enough. How about you, Meg? Do you think Apple's going to be forced into changing their ways?
Yeah, definitely. Cloud game streaming is the way of the future, so they can try to avoid it and try to escape it as much as they can. But it's just a matter of time. This is how people are going to be gaming in the future. So these are just like the little hurdles that have to be overcome as a new technology starts to take over.
So I'm going to ask you this: do you think Apple is kind of being very push off about this because they're trying to really boast their own arcade system, their own gaming system, or do you think they just want a cut of everything?
Their arcade system that they have isn't actually streaming. It is a subscription service, but I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to have their own type of actual streaming service in the future. And they're hoping they can maybe hold off their competitors until they're ready to release it. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be successful forever. Like we're gonna be streaming games onto our iPads and our iPhones at some point. It's just a matter of how long that's gonna take. But yeah, definitely, Apple's smart. They want to push their own product.
Fair enough. Chase, how about you on Apple's, holding off here?
Well, there's two divergent lanes. So there's the Epic situation and this one that's with xCloud and Stadia. The Epic one, Epic's not going to prevail. They're going to lose that court case because there's already court precedent on the 30%. And that's the whole reason that they're even engaged on that. They don't want to have to pay 30%. This one is a much different animal because Apple, what they're doing is they're being slick. And we didn't realize some of the moves that they'd already been doing when they did this, but they put in their terms of service that they didn't want to allow cloud. It was against their terms of service. Then they also said that they can't regulate ratings because somehow, like Amazon Prime Video doesn't have ratings, right? And Netflix doesn't have ratings. It's a bogus claim because ESRB and USK have ratings for video games. So here's the bottom line. Number one, what did they do? And I'm just painting this picture because you have to know all these things to understand the end result. Yep. They were working on a patent for Europe for cloud gaming and 5G, and all the while trying to stop and prevent this. It's exactly what Meg just said. They're trying to stop competition. They're trying to do a short-term play that's going to end up biting them in the you-know-what. And I'm just going to tell you, the courts, MM's right, they don't normally like to jump in on this stuff, get involved, but this is probably going to be one where the court's going to jump in and say, is that you? Oh, I don't know.
There's someone's motorcycles out there.
Okay, I was like, "What is going on?"
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That was me. I live by a hospital, and they're life flighting somebody. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Not feeling sure.
Dare they?
Yeah, it's a chopper. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're not going to win this case, and they're picking a fight with two of the largest companies in the world. Like normally when they do settlements with these small companies. You're dealing with Google and freaking Microsoft. They are going to lose this, and mark my words, y'all, they're going to pay damages. A court is going to award damages to both Google and Microsoft over this. Apple, this is a stupid move. Stupid move.
I'd like to share something from our good friend Eddie here.
Apple's cloud gaming new policy. Whoa, this is worthless. Because the way they presented this, they go and say, yeah, in order for you, cloud gaming platform, to show your games on our platform. And by the way, let me clear something technically here, because they said you need to have individual copies so it can be downloaded.
Right.
I'm putting question marks on this download because technically it could be done. It would basically replicate the let's say Stadia store into App Store, and every single game would be a shortcut to an instance that would be exclusively running via iOS. So it would be an instance specifically for them, but it's not like installing or downloading. If it is downloading, it's just the shortcut for those specifically things, because they said no, those games needs to be rated, needs to be evaluated by our customers. So basically, this policy sucks. I don't have any other word to say that.
It sucks. Yeah. I mean, it is a big deal because at least here in the States, and it is by far, I believe, the most integrated phone ecosystem here in this country. So, I mean, a lot of people use iPhone devices. Of course, Android's, I think, probably making a large push towards kind of evening that divide because of just how many manufacturers there are and how close to iPhones a lot of these manufacturers are getting with their actual devices themselves. So, I mean, it's a huge chunk that Stadia and Microsoft are missing from being able to show the products to another, set of users. So,
if I'm not wrong, 52% of Americans use an iOS device.
Yeah.
Yep.
And compared to like global, isn't globally like
80,
the rates like
less.
It's very low.
Android,
Yeah. So, and go ahead, Chase.
No, I was going to say, and they were trying to make a play in South Korea. The install rate was actually going up in their favor, and then they do this move, and the numbers. I actually just read a report. They're flipping again. It's going back towards Android, and there's a big deal that SK Telecom is doing with xCloud right now. They just did a big advertisement with one of the soccer players from Tottenham and one of the major esports players from South Korea, and I mean, you have to understand that's a big deal. Like they follow these individuals religiously. Like it's almost like our version of like a Michael Jordan or, the other, that it's a big deal to them. So they're actually seeing some returns on that. And I think they've made a big mistake here. It's going to end up biting them.
And I remember when all of this was kind of going down, when we were talking about this initially, that you were saying that a lot of people are probably going to consider, Chase, I'm talking to you. A lot of people probably consider going to an Android device when their contract comes up. And the more we kind of get through all this stuff, I'm starting to see a lot of that, like on Reddit and Twitter. Like people are like, well, now because of this, I'm going to get an Android device next time I can get a new phone. So I mean, gamers they're absolutely thinking about it.
It's happening. I mean, and it's not going to be as prevalent here because again, we're still a dedicated device country. But everywhere else in the globe where you're going to start seeing these cloud gaming solutions get installed, you're going to start seeing a change. And I think Apple, again, what speaks to Apple is numbers and money. And as soon as they start taking a hit, just like everybody else has said, you're going to watch them do a 180 on this.
Chase, you're saying about money and just plugging your Alucard on chat. He's saying it's also about that 30%. They want that 30% cut on every single transaction.
Yeah.
Well, and there's easy ways to get that. What they're doing is they want everything front loaded rather than every 6 months or at a year. And guess what? They do deals with other companies where they do quarterly payments. So this is just ridiculous. It's a court's going to see through this and they're going to literally tear this apart because of every ridiculous statement they made. Like the downloading thing, they purposely left that broad because they wanted to say, but you have to download the game. And the court's going to say, but you can't download it. It goes against the deliverable. The deliverable isn't downloaded. Like, it's just stupid. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying that, but it's a stupid move by Apple.
Yeah, because it'll literally just be pretty much running like a browser instance, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not going to be like 30 gigs to download, say, Madden for that. So, I mean, like, it's not, yeah. Hopefully the courts know the difference there. So that's going to be the big issue.
Oh, they will.
Okay.
Can I just throw one more thing in there before we transition? I do think ultimately Apple tried its best to get together and like damage control this or build up a dam to try to block a future decision, which I feel in the long run will go against them. But I think there's two things that are still questionable and lead to interesting possibilities. First and foremost, I'm not 100% sure Google's going to jump in on this. Again, Google's working on a cloud solution via Safari, and then they got their own 30% trials and tribulations. So if a knockdown of Apple's 30% might precipitate a knockdown of theirs, so they might want to play the back road and see how this goes. Secondly, as a content creator, one of the most telling tools that we have is something called TubeBuddy, something that you can see what's peaking and what's being the most searched. And I can tell you that one of the most top search things out there when it comes to gaming altogether, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and Nintendo Switch, of course, are 1, 2, and 3. Yep. But still in the top 10 is, when is Stadia coming to India? So if we see the prospects of So if we see the prospects of Stadia being available on Safari, and then they open their locale to India, that might help out Stadia. So hopefully they're paying attention to that while this whole court legal battle thing is being drawn out, because I still think it's going to take a couple of years for it to shake out. But there's just some interesting chain of events that are possible.
So just one really quick thing. The 30% thing, that's going to be more so on that Epic case. The one that you're dealing with here with this cloud piece, while they mention that they're focused on the in-app transactions, they actually curiously don't go so heavy on that on this one. So I think this is more of it's the first part of, this is a war, like a war fence almost, like let's prevent like a prevent defense. There you go. I'm trying to think of like the analogy of trying to stop the competition at any cost, regardless of whether it makes sense or not. I think that's where they're going to lose this. If they then raise the other issue about that they want to be able to control the percentages, that's something that's a completely different issue, and they may go down that route. But I think, curiously enough, I don't know that they're going to touch that, because if either one of those companies bring that up, it's in, like you said, it's not in their best interest, either one of them.
Yeah, I think best case scenario, if this all, say, Stadia just shows up on Apple devices like it would on an Android device, best case scenario for Apple, I think, is they get a 30% cut off the actual games themselves from that way. It can't be individually downloaded from the store, because that just doesn't make sense for a gaming company to pull off. And it's going to be publishers that'll have to do that too, wouldn't it? So wouldn't, like, say, CD Projekt Red have to be the one to do that for Cyberpunk? Or would that actually come from Google themselves?
I'll tag MM or Germani on that one, because I don't.
No. I'm sorry. What was the question as far as who's responsible for what?
So, like, who would be responsible for bringing like Cyberpunk to the Apple App Store? Is that Google or that CD Projekt?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, are you putting it on the platform holder, or are you putting it on? I mean, I'm imagining the platform holder would idealistically want to go to the developer. Oh, the alcohol is spreading, but that didn't go. Would go to the. I can't be the only one drunk here, yeah, baby. Would go to the platform holder, or go to the developer, but the developer's going to say, "Screw you!" Like, I guess I'm not putting it on Game Pass, or what's it called? So then that would force Google's hand and Stadia's hand to create these browser shortcuts, as Eddie was alluding to, which would suck.
Did anyone else see the horror movie cut scenes of Eddie's face just then?
No, I missed it.
Guys, sorry. I'm fixing it.
All I saw was
Yeah, he's like clipping in and out. 5 nights at Eddie's.
Yeah,
Oh, God, I'm sorry, y'all.
Exclusive on Stadia.
Yeah, 5 nights at Eddie's.
1 second. Yeah, we got some background things I think with Eddie here, but I wish I could have done it faster because I was going to do this. Hold on. Technical difficulties, please. All right. So I think we have people back here. Meg's mute button's off again, and Eddie is working on his camera. But
we heard everything.
Right. Looks like it's back. There's a micro delay I see, but I think it's back.
Okay. So,
woo, this is gonna be a goodie. Yeah, let's talk about it.
A little while back, I did a video of things that I want to see Stadia do in 2020 to succeed. One of them was a show up in retail spaces, and I'll be honest, this came out of nowhere, and I was truly not expecting it. Google being Google, but I believe last week this was discovered that this showed up on Best Buy's website, and as of yesterday, I believe you are now able to actually buy it through Best Buy. And what this is, since I'm talking to podcast listeners as well, is the Google Stadia Premier Edition bundle, which can be purchased on Best Buy now for $99.99, including the Chromecast Ultra as well as the clearly white controller. This is good. More avenues to purchase things is always good. Now, as far as we know at this moment, because it hasn't been confirmed, is if this is actually going to be in the stores just yet. This is currently available to buy online and or pick up in store through like a site to store deal. Germani, what do you think of Stadia showing up elsewhere outside of Google Store?
That's good. I mean, this is showing they're looking at making the next move, and putting this in people's faces. Obviously, it's showing that they're still confident in their product. They're not backing away. They're pushing forward. They're putting this product out there next to the competitors. I'd imagine this is going to be somewhere where the Xboxes, PlayStations, and Switches of the world are can be placed. So this is a good thing. This is a start. Good start.
That was actually one of my questions, since we don't know of its store presence. If it does show up in an actual store, do you think it'll actually be placed in the gaming section or like next to the Chromecast and all the Google products?
That is the question. I mean, because it's kind of it does a lot more in the multimedia, with the Chromecast and whatnot. Yeah. So it could end up being in both places. You know what I mean? It's nothing really to say they wouldn't. Like Chase would say, splash that cash. You know what I'm saying? And have it in multiple areas of their storefront. So. Absolutely. But I would imagine they would try to attack the console gaming space first.
Makes sense. MM2K, what are your thoughts on Google entering into Best Buy?
You might want to come to me last. Come to me last.
He's got a lot on this one. I know.
I got a lot on my mind.
Wait a minute. What's good?
I'm about to pull out my man.
There's nobody else.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, 6'4". I'm gonna be screaming in the background like Megan on this one, man. So you come to me last.
It is too early to go off the rails, Eddie. What are you doing?
Thank you, Jim, for the $2 donation. I do think that it's good for Stadia, and I think it will be all over the place, physically and not only online.
I got nothing.
All right, I know. Sorry. We need a good laugh.
Meg, what are your thoughts on Best Buy and Google Stadia?
I think it's great. Like, from what I hear, some people still go to stores. I don't know who they are. Maybe it's generational, but people do go into stores and they want to buy things from that place. So if you're going in somewhere to pick up something and you see this thing, you're going to learn about it, because right now the only advertising for Stadia that we've seen has just been like internet ads, I guess, in places where they think gamers are going to be. But let's say you have, grandma going to buy whatever for her grandchild. She's going to see this and be like, oh, well, this looks like a good deal. It looks like the other things, but it's less and it's a lot cheaper. So they're going to pick it up. What's a store? Yeah, chat. So I think it's awesome.
Are you saying you don't go to any stores ever, or are you just referring to?
I had to go to
pandemic?
if I have to. No, never.
Like
pandemic aside, no, I'm
All
a
right.
huge internet shopper. Amazon Prime is if it's not on Amazon, I just buy something else. So, delivery. I mean, why would I go somewhere? Sometimes you have to go to a store. I went to Walmart today. I had to. I had no other choice. But that's the only reason.
Of all the stores, you end up going to Walmart.
Old people go to stores. That's right.
Yes. All right.
And in terms of like what the section it's going to be in, it should be in the gaming section. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do a lot of other things with the Chromecast, but you can watch Netflix and TV on your PlayStation or your Xbox too, as far as I know.
Should be or will be? That's really the question. We know it should be in the gaming section for sure. Okay.
Should be. It should be. It's got a gaming controller with it. Like it's different than say just like an entertainment device. And you can put Netflix and YouTube on your PlayStation as well, but they don't put it in the entertainment. They put it in the gaming section. Sure. So yeah, it should be in the gaming. I think it should be. Sorry, mom. Should be in the gaming section, in my opinion.
Okay. How about you, Chase? What are your thoughts on Best Buy and Stadia?
I'm not surprised by it, and I think it's curious the timing. I know we're going to talk about this in a few, so I don't want to jump ahead, but I'll just say that there's an event coming up on the 30th. There's a new device coming out. I think this is a placeholder. I know that you can already purchase online, certain Premier Edition that is available now, but I don't think this is going to be the one that's there forever. I think they're getting ready to push the newest device. And again, I'll hold off on that because I have more thoughts on it during that section. But I'm not surprised. I think it's the move that was coming at some point. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I'm going to let MM speak because I do somewhat agree with some of his points. I know that he's going to raise. And then on the other side of it, I think it's just a natural progression. I think it's something they were going to do.
So do you think this will be in the gaming section if it's actually in the stores?
Yeah, and I imagine that they're going to have an option where you can actually test this thing too. So my bet, if I had to take a really strong guess, is most of the devices that are in Best Buy that are like the test devices, mm-hmm. They hardline them, right? I imagine that with the Chromecast, regardless of which one it is, whether it's this Chromecast or it's Sabrina, they're going to hardline it with a Ethernet cable where you're able to play the game.
I disagree, Cheese. Because when you go to people who go to Best Buy, and again, who goes to stores nowadays?
Am I the only one that goes to stores? Jeez.
No one goes to stores, Brian. Stop going to the store.
Stores to buy
apparently we're old folk, Brian. Okay.
Yeah, you guys.
Insulting us
to buy electronics. But if you go to a Best Buy, they have tons of laptops connected to the Wi-Fi that you can test it, and those Wi-Fis are separate Wi-Fis. So probably I would believe Google would try to promote something like this device is Wi-Fi. And here it is connected to the Wi-Fi of the store and a specific Wi-Fi.
I agree with Chase on this one. Even though that it'll work well, I think they don't even want to take that risk. I bet you that you're going to have a Google rep that walks in there. They're checking out. They're going to check it out, and they're going to say, "Yep, too much Wi-Fi cluster. Let's hardwire this baby." You know what I mean? They're going to want to hardwire that thing, man.
The Wi-Fi in Best Buy, I don't know if you've ever been. The only reason I'm saying that is if you've ever been in there, it's not great. I'm sorry, it's not good.
Well, they don't.
Well,
that's a guest band, isn't it? Not?
Right.
Well, like sometimes it is. Even the ones that they have, like Eddie's talking about, that are like for the laptops. I remember going in and doing a test about a year ago, and the freaking Wi-Fi cut out halfway through the demonstration the guy was doing for me. And I'm like, what the hell is this about? He's like, oh, our Wi-Fi is not really that good in here. I'm like, so that's why I'm saying that. Like, if that didn't work with the laptop, I'm just.
I mean, I like the idea of being able to demo it, but that's a huge risk you're taking, especially if it's a store-by-store basis, because you're taking that risk of people seeing it at its worst possible state.
And I think I think it'll be select stores that they might do it at.
Because I mean, that's something that Google would have to partner with Best Buy closely on. You know, I mean, you're not going to allow your product out in the wild like that. Come on.
Exactly.
So guys, remind me here because it has been a while. I don't go to stores like Mag. But if we go to stores and have those consoles with a demo, do we have actually a demo of a game, or it's like a full game installed?
It's a demo.
Let's say on a PS4.
It's a demo.
It's a demo. So Stadia would do something similar, you guys think? Like having an account logged in already with a demo ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, in the section with the comfy chairs on a big flat screen, 4K, right? With the massager.
Buy. You obviously don't go to Best Buy.
They had that in the Best Buy. The last time I was in a Best Buy, probably
20 years ago.
20 years ago, when I still went out to stores because the internet didn't exist yet.
Stroller, you know.
And my mom took me, and I had to go.
Right.
on horse and carriage, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Pony Express took her.
They don't have that anymore. That was the best part.
Okay. MM2K, before we get to you, I want to share a couple super chats. Jem dropped a £2 I believe I'm saying that correctly.
Oh, okay, that's where that came from.
Digging
Fancy pounds.
Yeah, pounds. Very big fan of Eddie. Alakazam brought in a $5 super chat saying, "Can't stay long, showing some love. Talk to you later. Gotta wake up early for military training." Nice.
Captain No Cheese.
Captain No Cheese, right?
And then Ray dropped a $10 one, leaving my wife for Sabrina.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, yeah. Right. And then Project Storm, of course, dropped a $20 super chat for Ray Sherrod's bounty. Hashtag Salt EA just came by looking for him.
Wait, only Stadia get it? I mean, it's cool that we get the demo, but let everybody play. Why only Stadia?
Only PlayStation got the Call of Duty Alpha?
Dude, yeah, exactly.
Oh, I see what you guys are doing there.
His hypertension had his whole joint stiff, man. He was so salty.
And he was so salty. The game praise too. That was the worst part.
I know.
He was just giving it praise, like, man, I'm telling you, man, it was when I played, it was really good. He couldn't take it back. It was a wrap.
Yeah, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
it was a wrap.
MM2K, what are your thoughts on the Best Buy Stadia relationship?
Roll out the scrolls. Let me say this. As much as I love the platform, this is a big test. You got Chris Jericho in the background.
I'm working on it.
Roll them out. Roll out the scrolls. As much as I love the platform,
you made the list.
Exactly. I love the prospects of the platform. I don't overshoot the moon on it, and I'm very happy with the product. And I know a lot of people out there that have yet touched the product would be happy with it as well. However, this is a big move. And there we yes, roll out the scrolls. I'll just say this. I'll say this. Let me not be pessimistic. I will say this. This is a big move, and this is a test to see if Stadia is tone deaf or if they got it and they just was doing their own thing. Because the reason why I say that is once you put a product in a store, particularly Best Buy, you now are entering the console war. Where, like I said in my video, they use data to orchestrate their hate, aka NPD. So if this thing does not sell in that store, and Matt Piscatella can go there and say, "Oh well, for the month of June, Stadia only sold 3 units out of Best Buy." Oh, I mean, it's going to set the internet world on blaze. And Stadia has to be cognizant of that. I'm hoping, and I believe 90% in the 90 percentile that they are. It's just that this will be the ultimate test to make sure that they got their finger on the pulse. They know what they need to do to push the product. In slow months or in good months, they know the rhetoric or whatever the talking points should be. And not only just that, let's hell with all the fluff, that they're coming with some serious stuff. I don't want Brian to have to pull out the pencil and the pad, so I'll just say stuff. But they're coming with some serious stuff. Like Uplay Plus is coming. We're gonna finally know when the hell Cyberpunk 2077 is coming. If it's released in this year or in 2077, we're gonna get some serious. We're gonna get some serious answers this year. And if the serious answers are coming, and they're really looking to put this platform on a bigger plateau and say we're not playing any games, then this is the perfect move, and this is the perfect signal for that. But if it's going to look like the previous 10 months, then it might be a rough following 10 months. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have to show and prove if they're making such a big move. But again, we'll see. I'm not going to say they aren't. I'm not going to say they are. It's just this is a major milestone, and we're about to see if they're battle tested.
Can we call this Best Buy drop a stealth drop? Because it is, it's like a order right now, but received next week, right? 24th.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Stadia didn't talk about it. There hasn't been like an official Best Buy talking about it. Nobody that works on Stadia that has an account on Twitter.
Stop.
We see where
you're going. We see what you tried.
Can I play devil's advocate on that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that, I hate saying that somebody turned the switch on too soon, but that could be it. But I think this was prepping for what's coming up in the following weeks. I'm just telling y'all, like the next big move is a future-proof device, and we're going to get that device on the 30th. That device is going to last a decade, if not more.
It's a long time.
So this is the slow movement in that direction, and I think I'm gonna stop. I said I wouldn't. I'm gonna stop.
Oh,
awesome. Let me share this in a second. Let me.
While you're sharing that, I just want to say too that the alcohol made me forget. Never mind. Continue.
Okay.
So, blame the alcohol.
Our good friend Chris from the Sounds of Stadia just sent me this. This is in the UK, so this is something they have done before.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I did not know about.
Yep.
This looks like a demo station of sorts, and that looks pretty good.
Where's the
nice
couch?
demo station. Yeah, it's a nice demo station.
You can't move like
down to play, Meg.
Look, Can I say this? How even though we may differ on what Eddie said on how it's going to be implemented, that was big for Stadia in a lot of ways as far as the positivity. When everybody was slamming Stadia, I remember some of his biggest critics, Digital Foundry, Paris Lily. I'll behave because I'm on Brian's channel. I won't give you my nickname, but Paris Lily, Boogie. They all said, wow, we played Doom on this kiosk and it was fantastic. It looked native 4K. They were saying all this positive stuff about it. So hopefully Stadia does have something lined up that's not too risque, but they are looking at maybe having a kiosk at Best Buys.
Selected Best Buy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like Chris is saying here in chat, I don't know if you guys remember at the end of the year, there was that event that went down in 3 cities at the same time. I think it was actually for London, New York, and LA. Or there wasn't one in New York, maybe. But I remember Tommy Danger going to one in London.
Okay.
And it was like showcasing Stadia, right? Here it is the comparison with Stadia, and at the time was Xbox One S or One X. So they have something on the plans, I guess, for kiosk wise, but I'm still, maybe we found out too early about this Best Buy thing, and they are prepping to turn out the key at some point.
You know what store they would benefit being in, even more than Best Buy? I think everybody on the panel would probably get this right. What store do you think they'd benefit from?
Walmart.
110%.
Oh, that would be ultra risky.
Hold on. You think the Best Buy Wi-Fi sucks? Have you tried Walmart Wi-Fi?
Well, not just that. Matt Piscatella would be licking his fingers like he had a whole prime rib. Oh, look at how many units were sold. You know that.
I know, but I'm saying that if you really wanted to get it out to the masses, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the NPD numbers and stuff, because that's completely, you're right, that could be a whole different issue. But if you wanted to get it out to the masses, you have a Walmart store basically in every corner of the universe. So I think that would be more of a long-term play, but that's just me.
And Chase, what I'm saying is, you're absolutely right. If you're taking this serious, yeah, you're going to be at a Walmart. That would be more idealistic. It's like I said in my video. It's like when you have that kid that you're about to drop off at college. You've been prepping for this for 12 years at school, but when you pull up to that institution, you're like, oh crap, this is real. You're really going to college. It's like it does raise some concern, and I hope they're ready for this. But you are right. I mean, Walmart would be the idealistic place to be if you're really trying to push your units, but then you got NPD watching in the shadows. So
right. Yeah, no, you're 100% right on that.
I'm gonna try to find an article later for maybe another time, another talk, but maybe as well. The whole conversation of units sold, it is a key definition for this next gen. I think I'm trying to find. I think maybe it was on GameIndustry.biz. Saying maybe it's time to move on this conversation from unit sold to something else, basically because of what Microsoft has done, saying, all right, console war is over. But anyway, we can have that conversation another time.
All right. Any last thoughts on Best Buy or retail with Stadia? All right. Let's move on to the next subject. That's the word I was looking for. So the Google Chromecast is apparently going to be getting an update of sorts because Google is going to be having this big event here in about 12 days. Chase, you mind taking this one?
Yeah, this is a big deal. So couple big pieces on this. So September 30th is the launch night in. It'll be at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Got that right? Yes. And it is basically a showcase of all of the new Google hardware that's coming out. You're going to be seeing the brand new Nest speaker. 3 phones are going to be introduced. So the Pixel 4a, the 4a 5G, and the Pixel 5. And the device that we've all been patiently waiting on, which is Sabrina. And there's a couple reasons why this device is a big deal, folks. Number one, it's going to allow up to 4K 120 frames per second at a maximum of 8K 60 frames per second. The reason that's able to be achieved is HDMI 2.1 is the primary feature that's on the HDMI connection. On top of that, there's a couple of really interesting specs. So I'll walk through a couple of them. One, it's going to have a quad-core processor. 2, it's going to have between 8 to 16 gigs of onboard storage of ROM. It's going to be running Android 11, which again, that's going to mean you're going to be able to run Android applications on this. It's going to also have a very curious piece that I think is the most important element of this device. On top of just even the 4K and the 8K, this device has Bluetooth 5.0. Why does that matter? Bluetooth 5.0 allows you to connect up to 2 devices, and we had someone actually give the numbers on this, that are either like a remote, which you see here, or potentially, and this is the one that I think Google's already thinking about, because you hear has talked about this, Eddie's talked about this, Germani's also talked about this. They're looking at data. They know that in North America and Europe, where is Stadia being played at the most? On televisions. The barrier to entry is a Stadia controller when you play on your TV. Imagine that you open up the ability to connect a third-party controller to this device. I truly think that that's the next step here and where they're heading. On top of that, you get the up to 8K resolution. This device, ladies and gentlemen, is a decade-proof device. It is going to last for 10 to 12 years, maybe even more. This is Google's entry point into the next generation of not only multimedia, because it's going to be a one-stop shop. They're going to call it Google Chromecast with Google TV. They tried this before. It didn't really work out because they didn't have all of the applications that they have now. It's going to be a one-stop shop media center. And listen to this price. This is the big one. If reports are true and the SKUs are true from Target, the lowest price right now is $49.99. The highest price in some other reports is $59.99. Wow. Think about that. Between $50 and $60 for a device that gives you gaming.
Right.
It's a big deal, folks. This is a massive deal. I don't think that event, Brian, by the way, is going to be Stadia-centric. I do think they'll mention that this device is compatible with Stadia, but this is the table setter. This is going to start moving the narrative into the next phase. Gen 2.0, we already knew that's being talked about. That can't happen without a device like this. So that's another big step. And then on top of that, I truly think this upcoming month, and I could be wrong, this is informed speculation, it's not fact. We don't know that it's going to be true, but I bet you there's going to be a Connect. I really, truly believe it. I believe this is the start of the conversation right here.
Yeah, let's make this clear right off the bat. This is not a Stadia event. Stadia has their own events. Those are called Connects. We know that. But this is absolutely Stadia related because this is Google's next device when it comes to how they're going to show stuff on TVs. So there's going to be a controller with it.
Yep.
Chase. It has a YouTube and a Netflix button on it.
Correct.
What, do you think those are the best two choices? I mean, obviously, Stadia one would just be probably wishful thinking for some people, but YouTube.
They're not worried about having a Stadia button on there because your controller controls it. That's not so they're not even worried about that. Mm-hmm. The reason that you see YouTube and Netflix there is, again, data shows YouTube and Netflix are the two largest streamed applications on the internet. It's not even close. Mm-hmm. So it's the right decision, and it has a touchpad. It has the ability to move through other applications. This just makes it for, you've heard a lot of feedback about Chromecast in particular. People have said over the last 10 to 15 years, I want a remote. I want the ability to have a TV guide for like YouTube TV or for Netflix or the other. They're solving that issue. And on top of solving that issue, they're also allowing this to move into the next generation, which is what, 8K. Again, it's such a smart move from them in this regard. And I think, again, they might have been, Eddie has said this. I know I keep praising people, but I'm trying to be honest here, and I have to take L's sometimes. They haven't moved into other countries, and they didn't have this device. So why would you start marketing something on a larger scale if you don't have all the puzzle pieces in place? This is the next step. I'm serious, y'all. This is the next big step in the conversation. It really is.
Chase, I got a question to you because I know how hyped you are about this Brina, but what if from the beginning, and maybe we need to wait an update, we can't use a third-party controller to pair it up with this console to play on Stadia?
I don't think that's going to be immediate, by the way. I think they're going to move towards that.
Okay, so when this device launches, you don't think we're going to be able to pair an Xbox controller to play on it?
No, not right away. No, it's going to be in phases. Because, again, the thing is what? We know that they've been doing data collection. So they're going to need to do like entry-level steps to get to that point. And eventually I think they get there. And they probably will do beta testing just like they did with the mobile 4G, 5G option that's on the phone right now in the Stadia app. They'll probably have some type of mechanism where you can switch something on to pair the controller. Because there's a lot of elements with it. It's not just the inputs, right? If you want to connect your audio device to the controller, now that's another layer. So now you're adding another layer on top of that. So I don't think it happens immediately, but I think they're thinking about it, Eddie. I really do. Because again, what's the easiest way to get someone into this? Just plug this thing into the TV and all you have to pay is $60. That's it. Use your existing controller and play on Stadia. You're done. It's a compelling argument.
Absolutely. So Eric here is asking if Sabrina will make CCU obsolete. And I believe he commented on one of my videos about this too. I don't think it'll make it obsolete in any way. This is just to get, it's kind of like the PS4 and the PS4 Pro. You can use the PS4 still, but the PS4 Pro is going to give you better benefits, if you will. So my personal opinion, won't make it obsolete. But the current price for a CCU, does anyone know it offhand?
Still $60? 69, I think, or 59. Okay.
$70, right. $69.99.
Nice. So they'll have to drop, right? If Sabrina can't cost less than the CCU, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be nuts.
Yeah. So I mean, if anything, it's going to make it the opposite of obsolete. Because if you can get a CCU for like $20, why wouldn't you buy 4 of those things?
Yeah. Jim put an interesting point in here though, based off of the. I think he's talking about the. What is it? The God, I can't say it. When they run the background stuff on the app, the APK. I think this is what he's talking about.
Are you talking about this comment here?
Yes.
So Jem, one of our members of the community, said Stadia on Android already supports X input. Android already supports X input. Sabrina does Bluetooth and X input controller on Stadia support would be there on day one for Sabrina/Stadia. So my hope and I'm going to speculate myself, is that we get a UI refresh for the CCU because it is abysmal.
I hope so. I freaking hope so.
not only from a usability standpoint when it comes to how much it's just lags once you really start to build up a library, but make it at least look what the browser gives you. So you get the access to the store, the friends list, settings, everything like that. Just very easy to see, very easy to navigate. Do you think we'll get a UI refresh within this year? Eddie, I'll start with you. Do you think we'll see a UI refresh come along with this?
I'm not sure, Brian, but I would love to see something come quickly because if you allow me, I just sharing the screen. Yep. I'm using this extension here right now called, I don't remember the name of the extension, but look at how clean it is right now when I can scroll my games easily with a 5 grid instead of a 2 grid. And got a couple bomber ones. But this extension even has a search. So I hope that something like cleaner and whenever you're growing your library makes it easier to see, like this comes up to both the browser and to the CCU.
Yeah, they could definitely make for some UI updates. Chase, do you think we'll see a UI refresh this year on the Chromecast side?
My heart says please. My brain says no. I hate being pessimistic, but I think they're focused on the mobile party stuff and the what's the other big one that we've been talking about? Mobile chat, right? The text to chat. Like all those things need to be in order before you start messing around with a UI. And if once those things are on board, then I bet you we see it. But I think Stefan makes a really good point here. I'm almost to that amount of games, and the Chromecast Ultra just starts like lagging, and it really acts up because it's running out of memory basically to keep up with the amount of data that's there. So
it's only like 1 gig of RAM, right? It's low, right?
It is low. I don't remember what it is though offhand.
Yeah. So Stefan in our chat said, well, if you have more than 60 games on the CCU, it's almost unusable. So, I mean, yeah, I can definitely attest to that. So, I mean, of course, the workaround with this is either using your phone to launch a game or using the Google Assistant to launch the game. Fortunately, you're only in there for a couple seconds and then you're into your game right away. So, Eddie's got some nice lights going on in the back. I'm going to need some help, some RGB setup stuff.
Dance
it gives more FPSs.
Meg, do you think we're going to see Go ahead.
No, ask your question.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I did have something to say.
Okay. Say it first.
Blame it on
I think that Sabrina is going to replace the Chromecast. I think they're going to be stopping with Chromecast and they're not going to be pushing it, and they're just going to let it die out like they did the Slate, because they left the Slate kind of behind and they're pushing their Chromebooks now. I think they're going to do the same thing with CCU. It has so many less features.
so many less.
Yo, Jamadi, stop.
Sabrina, that I think they're going to be like, yeah, no, like the Chromecast is old news, and they're just going to push the Sabrina. Now, I personally don't agree with the remote. I don't think we need remotes.
I just got a realization, guys. Can be the Premier Edition expire when November comes? So it's not Premier Edition anymore because we finished with the Premier Edition and then we go to the second edition.
So
I don't know what it's going to be called, but
season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Hey, Eddie, Xbox has canceled consoles after 3 days, so shoot, why not? They canceled the X after 25 minutes, so why the hell not?
Are you talking about PlayStation? Wait, what?
No, Xbox. They canceled the Xbox One X. I'm just being bitter here.
Gotcha.
No, but my point
is,
because
they already cut out.
I'm complimenting on Mag's point because today we're getting a Premier Edition that comes with a controller and a CCU. I think maybe soon that Premier Edition is going to be gone, and we only will have controllers, Stadia controllers, not featuring a Chromecast.
Yeah.
And if you want to play on TV, you need to buy a Sabrina and a controller.
Definitely. That's exactly what I think. I agree with that, Eddie. They're not going to be trying to sell these two at the same time because the Chromecast looks so weak comparatively. It doesn't even have
but
like
it's called
you can't
Ultra.
get in
How
there.
can
You
be
just
weak?
cast to it. It's weak compared to
But he's
Sabrina.
Ultra.
No, it doesn't have any substance to it. It's not like a thing. This you can press YouTube or press Netflix, or I assume it's going to have a UI.
You've never channel surfed before? Just like you never go to stores? Is that a thing?
Wait. TV
No, but you can't channel surf on the Chromecast. You have to do it on your phone and then cast it. Sabrina has its own thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Has
they're
its own
gonna
UI,
they're gonna leave Chromecast and say we're just using that to get Sabrina ready to go. So and a remote, no one needs a remote. That's ridiculous. That is a distraction. Sabrina the teenage Chromecast.
Chris with the
That's
good one.
just something to lose. I hope that you don't need the remote. I hope you can do it all from your phone and the remote is just for people.
Jem is right,
So
though.
we'll see.
If Jem is right that it's going to have controller support day one, then all you have to sell is the Chromecast.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's that, but I do think YouTube and Netflix are the right thing to put on there because that's all I ever cast to my Chromecast and Stadia. But like you said, that's what the controller's for.
Yep.
But there must be a way to get to Stadia from it if you're going to be hopefully having support for other controllers.
Okay,
which
Google launch Stadia.
But maybe as well that those buttons are programmed, and I can change Netflix to Disney Plus, for example.
maybe, but it says it's printed right on there if this leak is accurate.
Yeah, well, but it, not only because it's printed doesn't mean that it cannot be programmed.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's also possible there's a marketing deal attached to it, and Netflix would probably be very salty if you start playing Disney Plus with it. So,
Specific Disney Plus, you know.
but this has Netflix for us. Why am I watching? Never mind. Okay, MM2K. What do you got about the Chromecast refresh this Sabrina? Do you think we're going to see UI refresh this year?
No scrolls for that one. No. No.
That's fair. All right. And how about you, Giovanni?
Yes, just be saying it. No, I think there'd be some kind of refresh. You guys don't think that they're gonna bundle this with the Stadia controller at some point?
I do.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys like just a controller and that's it. I'm like, nah, I think they're gonna want to offer the option. You know, I think there may be three bundles: the Sabrina on its own, the controller on its own, and the two combined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know,
I could
for
see
a multimedia offering.
Yep.
With, of course, a month of Stadia Pro at the very least.
Well, I think that's what that Best Buy placeholder's for, to be honest.
Right.
And what about Chris has a good point here. That's a code name. Look at just as like a Xbox what's called it Scorpio and etc.
Lockhart. Whatever.
I thought it was real.
I thought that was the actual name.
I thought, wow, they're going a whole other direction.
Well, the rumored name is Google Chromecast. I can't even say it.
Exactly.
Google Chromecast with Google TV. You're right. You can't say it.
Wait, that's the entire thing.
That's the legit name that's on the SKUs right now.
Google Chromecast with Google TV.
Wait, is it with Google TV?
Yes.
So the G.
What is Google TV?
So
Wait.
that was the ecosystem that they tried to push before in the past, and because they didn't have all the applications that they have now, people didn't buy into it. But the way they're going to sell this, I guarantee you, is it's a one-stop shop for multimedia. Play your games, watch your TV. That's what it's going to be. That's how they're going to market it.
They need a better name. Oh yeah, it is the new Chromecast then, to answer Chris's question from earlier, or whoever. It is going to replace it if they're even calling it the new Chromecast.
GCCG
Six for the GCCG TV. Yes.
Like,
rolls
seriously?
right off the tongue so easily.
Hey, you got that new GCC GTV?
Oh, I got the GCC
Flip
GTV
that.
too.
Flip that. Just 6'4"
Wait, you got
saying
the-
that.
you got the
That was
two?
hilarious.
That's exactly how you're gonna ask your chat too. You'll be like GCC GTV. You got one?
I got the GCC GTV Ultra.
All right. Moving on.
Oh my god.
We here at the Stadia Initiative talk about games every now and then, so we're going to talk about some games that just came out.
Yeah, games.
GTV.
The GCC GTV is
Niggas are gonna be doing this now.
Some developer is gonna make that an Easter egg. Watch.
all right.
Oh no, Ray just got Nightbot. Bad bot.
How barbaric!
Sorry, Ray.
Hey, you down with
Nightbot's still alive. I didn't know you're still on this channel.
Ray is our biggest supporter, and Nightbot's get out.
Ray, that was great.
Like, I didn't even know he still existed.
He's a lurker. He's a hardcore lurker.
Nightbot won't make our quotes or F off. He says.
Bad bot.
Ray, go ahead and DM me what you're trying to send. I have
That was hilarious.
a link and-
He's mad. No, he's mad at you now.
It was a naughty by nature.
That
Yeah.
He knows you're working with Salt Yay now. He knows that.
All right, so let's talk about some new games that just came out.
Yes.
Yeah, new games.
Let's
There's
do
so
it.
many new games to talk about.
So WWE 2K Battleground or Republic or Uno. Those are the 3 games that came out this week on Google Stadia. One of those games is actually brand new. The other 2 have been released on other platforms before. Chase, I'll start with you since you have mentioned playing a couple of these already. What's your thoughts on WWE since you picked that up and you being a wrestling fan? This is your first wrestling game in a while?
Yes.
What do you remember the last one you played?
It was actually the one we talked about before, wasn't it? WWE. It was the same type of art style and
All-Star.
everything.
Holy crap! So that was a while ago. So
Yeah, it's been a minute.
it's been a whole generation of video games. That's how long ago it was.
I think this is a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me. It's got some similar mechanics as I know I said Smash Brothers earlier. It's not. Let me be very clear. It is not that game, but it has some core mechanics that are similar, and it's very much it's an arcade type of 1v1, or I don't even remember if it's 2v2 if they have that option. I didn't look at the player stat process, like what's in there, but it's fun. It has a really interesting campaign. You basically work your way through, beating individual wrestlers. You get unlocks and different things. So it's got some rewarding elements. I guess my only concern with it is I don't know if there's, and this is the case with any of these games, what is the depth of it? Because once you play it for about a week or two, if there's no other like really interesting core elements, you kind of just say, I'm going to move on, So I'm curious to see exactly how much depth is in it. I'm going to try to give it about a week. And I want to see how the crossplay works. I want to see if it actually works efficiently and it's not just like a broken system. Because, even though games implement crossplay, sometimes it doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. So that's another thing that I want to check out. But overall, pretty good as far as my first impressions, at least.
I'm guessing their goal, I haven't played it yet, but I'm guessing their goal is to lean in on the multiplayer side of it since they have crossplay across every single platform. Have you been able to play multiplayer yet, or have you just been doing a single player?
Campaign, because I just wanted to have like an idea for coming onto the show tonight, like what it was like and how it played. So I haven't done the campaign, reverse multiplayer yet, but I think it, aesthetically, it actually looks pretty good. I know we really kind of hated on it in the beginning.
No, I did. Just go ahead and say it, Shane.
He was waiting.
Giovanni was ready. No, but I like aesthetically, like in 720, I was really surprised at how well it looks. Like it actually looks pretty freaking good, in my opinion. In my opinion.
I agree with Chase. I was riding the hate train with Jamani, and I was like, hey, get that out. I was making fun of Strauss and all that, it's in my bag. But then I saw it played, and I said, yeah, that looks like fun. That looks like fun. It's even to where if I can mooch a copy of it, somebody could donate to the MM2K fund. I'd be willing to. No, but no, it looks good. It looks good. So kudos to them. It looks good, and it's cross-play with all platforms.
Yep.
That's a big one.
Chase, who has been your go-to that you've been wrestling with?
I think it's been, so if I was just playing like not the campaign, because the campaign you're locked to one character in the beginning, but if you just do kind of like the like quick play or free play, it's Randy Orton, because that's one of the ones that's unlocked in the beginning.
Okay.
And his RKO is hilarious. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just a fun game. Like, again, it's just one you could pick up and have fun. Again, I do want to see if it's got some core elements to it though, because I didn't stick with All Stars. Like, I only played it for maybe a month and I was like, I'm moving on. So.
Yep. Germani, have you been able to pick up 2K or no? Or are you
I hadn't. I mean, I'll admit it does look a lot better than it did when we first looked at it initially, for sure. No, not even trying to be funny.
I know.
And we're not going to watch the trailer again because the WWE will shut the live stream off again. But
and our eyeballs would melt out. But
yes, that's true.
But no, I mean, well, that's interesting because that's the thing I thought that it may have is a good core gameplay mechanic. You said it was kind of like Smash, but is it really tight? Is it? What were you saying is it's kind of lacking? You were saying it's lacking.
So it's got the elements where it's directional type of action. So in like Smash, like you do like up on the analog, and it does like it's the same type of mechanisms. And then there's combos. So it does have some of those elements. The reason I say core is can you unlock additional like move sets? That's what I want to see. I don't know if I haven't gotten that far in the game to be able to answer that question. That's what I'm getting at.
Got you. Yeah. I haven't played it yet, but I'm kind of, I was about to go, boom, $40, I'll pick it up, but that's something I'm definitely worried about because again, like in a game with like Smash, you have the different weapons and items that you can build off of and you can use as, kind of a combo linking system outside of just a basic moveset. So if there's not more than that, then I could definitely see what you mean by it could get boring pretty quickly, But no, I hadn't played it. I did forget to mention though, I did play Gunsport a while ago, and it is like a 16-bit like love story.
It is.
Yeah. I beat the game that same night. I was like, oh my god, I'm going through the little tears and stuff. I was like, oh my god. Yes. But yeah, I hadn't played. I just had to mention that. I forgot to mention that earlier. So yeah.
Eddie or Meg, were you planning on picking this game up?
No.
I know you guys aren't the biggest wrestling fans. That's a no from us, dog. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Uno then. Meg, you've played Uno, right?
I did. I have. Yes.
Thoughts?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I played it first. I think the day it came out, Jem just left, but I played with Jem and it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And he made a first look video and it's actually hilarious. It's literally us just laughing for like 45 minutes straight. And it was really fun. And I sound super smart in it, by the way.
Super.
But it was fun. We tried out the 2v2 mode where you can team up with people and then you have a team and so you're playing together. You can see your teammates' cards and that's cool. So you can like work with them. And then we did the regular mode a lot, which was fun. We tried out multiplayer. So it's cool because you can start your game with bots and then other people can jump in midway and they take over the bot and play with you. So that was really fun. And then I watched Link play and I think he played with you, Eddie, didn't he? We played, yeah, but you guys did Flip. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I got to go. And I left. And then they were like, let's do Flip. And I was glad I left because Flip is crazy. It's like, but I watched the stream and it like, when it flips, like all the colors change and the music gets so tense and dramatic. And I have no idea what's happening. Maybe Eddie. Yeah, that's what I thought, Eddie. I thought of the Millionaire Show. So there's a lot of different modes and it's good. It's good fun. I do wish you could have more than 4 people. Like, what is with that? Why can't you have more than? Is it really that difficult to add 2 place settings on the table? Like, it's Crazy Eights. Come on. Anyways, that's my only complaint. But it's fun. It's a fun game. Good price. Everyone should get it and play it.
It's like $10 in Canada. What was it? Is it?
It's 15? More than that. I think it's like $15.
Oh, that's for the deluxe edition.
Eddie will know. Eddie will know for sure.
The deluxe edition was $20, 19 something. The regular edition, I think, was $13.
Yeah, I just got the basic. There's like extra themes.
Brian, I know I don't have anything else to add to Uno after this excellent review from Megatron X, but I have something to add on the Battlegrounds because I'm not picking up that game because it's not interesting to me, but it is crossplay. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's crossplay with PC or
all
console, but or everything. But that's a very interesting point for everyone who wants to play that thing online. It is crossplay.
And that's the kind of thing that would be great to see on every single game throughout every platform. But it's nice to see these kinds of things happen. Absolutely.
I just saw your tweet poll. You just saw your Twitter poll.
Yes.
I knew that's what she was laughing at.
You knew it? Yeah. Lulz, what's a store? I was like,
we have a Twitter poll going on at Brian Involved, asking if you are using if you go to stores or not. So
I have to clarify in there. They need to know the question is: do you go to stores pandemic aside?
Yeah,
not specifically in the pandemic.
Yeah,
but in general, yeah. Because I think that people are saying like, of course not, because
it's okay. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably should have added that. Oh well.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I'm like, there's no way.
I was gonna say we're lacking just a little bit of context here.
Right. I could add it in the, you know.
Why would it go? It's no. And then have you picked up Uno?
Is this man crazy?
No, I haven't picked it up yet, but I love Uno, and it's something that I got such a backlog. And I swore my life to Octagonal Pathways, and I haven't played that in months. I'm just horrible. Before I spend another dime, I got to finish something. But I definitely want to play Uno. I love the game. Period.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Mama trying to X says that she goes into stores. Yes, Meg, I'm old.
Sorry, Mom.
You know? Shout out to the old folks out here.
The official parent of
Exactly.
the TSI podcast.
We old folks, apparently, we still appreciate brick and mortar. We still like contact from other human beings. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no. I won't, especially I won't go to a store if there's no self-checkout. I won't even go. I won't even go in.
We go into the stores with our tennis balls at the end of our walkers. Yes, we do. Just slide right in.
You probably talk to people in the store, don't you, you weirdo?
Yeah, we do. No, that's my wife. I hate going into stores, and she says, I don't even go to shop. I really go to talk. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a lock change.
Oh, God.
Has anyone played Republic? It's also a game that came out on Tuesday.
I did it for the community.
I did it for the people. I did it, Rock.
She did it for the culture.
I did. I actually I put a poll up because I couldn't decide what to do. So they picked Republic. So
what was that from the hold on, wait, we gotta go back for a second. What was that from what storyline was that from the WWE? I'm trying to remember.
When Stone Cold got ran over by a limo, it was Rikishi.
It was Rikishi. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Sorry,
right.
throwback.
Meg, what are your thoughts on Republic?
There was a Razor Kishi in the middle of the...
I don't know. I didn't get that either, Eddie. I was like, what?
Maybe in the future show I'll show you what that's all about. Meg, what are your thoughts on Republic?
It's fun. It's cool. So the premise is there's like this girl who lives in this like Big Brother society, and she's trying to escape because she was caught reading Freedom for the People materials. So you like have to help her escape, and you do that by controlling the cameras. So you look out the viewpoint of all the security cameras, and you hack doors and hack computer things, and she sneaks around. That was my dog. That was Moby sneezing. She sneaks around and pitpox people, and it's kind of like it's really interesting. It's definitely a very sneaky kind of game. There's puzzles. There's one point that was like a little nightmare scenario where there's, guards marching around and you're hiding behind tables and stuff. So it's pretty fun. I did buy it. I suspect it will become a pro game in the future, and we can all try it out ourselves. It just has that feel to it. It is free on other platforms, like it's free for mobile, but you just get the first chapter. So with Stadia, you get all 5 chapters, so you are getting more. But I suspect it'll be a pro game, and then I recommend that we all check it out.
I think I'd heard there was some like technical issues. Did you run into any of that?
I heard there was, but it was fixed.
Okay, it was fixed by the time.
Because everything worked fine for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone else been able to pick up Republic? Or interested in picking it up?
There's so many other games.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the MM2K card and say, man, my backlog's going crazy right now.
Yeah. And there's games in the future too that I'm supposed to be picking up. So it's I kind of hit a wall now. I'm like, dude.
I know the month of September has been amazing for Stadia, the best month ever for Stadia so far.
Yeah.
October we will have more huge games coming.
Yes.
November, December, January, February.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate coming on the end of this month.
I'm so excited.
I mean, pretty soon I'm gonna have to go back out and start selling blood plasma like I did in my college days for that Nikolai vodka. You know, I mean, you got Baldur's Gate, Serious Sam 4. I can't take it anymore, man. Jesus.
Yeah, we got Serious Sam 4 in what, a couple days? Next Thursday?
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I know,
man.
And
we're gonna have to create a clan for Baldur's Gate. Sorry, I just killed your transition.
As we always do.
Yeah. And speaking of new games, we also got some announcements today. Actually, found out that a couple new games. I should have loaded this up, but of course I'm unprepared as always. Hotline Miami 1 and 2, which have been rated on all the ratings boards for what seems like forever, has been officially announced by Stadia.
That's awesome.
Not only that, they gave us a release date. Would you look at that? Just look at it.
God.
September 22nd.
It's
crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's just
that's the Division update.
I've got to buy that for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, those games are amazing. I have to buy them.
So have you played these games on? Because these have been everywhere. Like the Vita, I think, had it. PS3, PS4, maybe. Wii U might even have these games too. But Germani, have you played these before?
Yes. I got I believe I got both 1 and 2. I know I played through 1 for sure. I got it on Steam. I've been playing it on the PC. It's just right. It's just got all the right elements when it comes to that type of game. So
for people new to this series, can you explain real quick what Hotline Miami is all about? Or like the most it's close to in terms of a video game?
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's I guess you can kind of call it a speed runner. You know, it's like small levels with puzzles. Enemies are the puzzles. You got to figure out the best ways to take down the enemies. And of course, once you get it down, the fastest ways. If you don't, you instant restart and do it over and over and over and over. And you're expected to die repeatedly. Yeah, but it's so fun. The music is great. The animation, the visual style is great. The story, which is hilarious, is great. It's just so well made when it comes to those type of games. There's other games coming to mind, but I can't think of them right now. I blame it on the alcohol. It's a must buy for sure. I'm definitely getting a refill. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I said so many, much fewer, and I still didn't blame it on the alcohol. So.
I did for you. I'm gonna save it. It's the alcohol, y'all. It ain't that coffee beer is something serious. Man.
Yeah, it is.
Have you played Hotline Miami in the past?
No, I've heard nothing but great things about it. These are two great adds to the platform. And looking at the September games, I want to say this real quick. If it could be that what happened in prior months is that because of the initial investment up front, maybe the games were skim because they wanted to make sure that we picked up everything early on. But now they're realizing, hey, look, we're getting into the season where we got to like compete. And now they're just like, we're putting a whole bunch of stuff out here now. And these are just great games to have on the platform. And man, the back catalog is just going to get worse and worse and worse. Cause I am going to pick these up. Definitely.
How about you, Meg? Just watching this gameplay, of course, it's nice and bloody. So,
yep, exactly.
Right up my alley. It's definitely bloody. Yeah.
Does this look like something that interests you, Meg?
No, I'm gonna pass on these ones.
Meg is so good, Meg. I'm telling you.
I will watch you. I'll come watch you play it. It's just not my style. I don't like the perspective. I don't like the little pixel animation. Just taking a guess. I don't like the music. I don't know. Just looking at it, I'm just gonna say I don't like the music.
Meg, music-wise, if you like Doctor's Disrespect kind of music, it's completely 80s cocaine vibe.
Okay, maybe I'll listen to the soundtrack and enjoy it, but I don't think I'm gonna play that one.
The collection, right? It comes as a bundle.
They're kind of making it sound like it's separate.
Yeah, I think it's separate.
If so, just get the first one, man. I'm telling you.
All right. Okay, you get it and stream it, and I'll watch your stream, and then I'll make an informed decision.
I just want to see you play it for your reactions, because your reactions are great.
Yeah, I have too many. I still have to play Doom. I still have other I have so many games. I want to do this whole Hitman series now. Plus Baldur's Gate is coming out at the end of the month. Division has an update. Like I have to be choosy now. I have to be so choosy.
Facts.
I mean, I have love
for the pixels though, man.
So where I will agree with you is Hotline Miami.
I do.
Hotline Miami or Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate, right? I know, but no, I'll watch it and see. It sounds like everyone's judging me on the music. I love Dr. Disrespect's music. Oh, guys, also, can we just have like a sidebar super quick?
It's too late. Go ahead.
Yeah,
teamed up with Snoop Dogg, and they co-streamed a football game together. Dr. Disrespect and Snoop Dogg. How cool is that? All right, back to the show.
Did they get the NFL consent for that?
I don't know what it was for. It was a football, I think. I was amazed. It was NFL.
That's what's
up. How cool is that? Anyway, so we'll see about the Miami games, but it is cool.
That kind of a game like Hotline Miami, it would make perfect sense for you. All right, I'm on a bus ride, or I am waiting outside for something. Mm-hmm. It's a game that you pick up and play on your phone. But who goes outside in times like a pandemic? So
okay, you added that at least. Okay, like who goes outside? Who gets out of bed? Like seriously?
I have my robot cut the grass. You know,
right?
I do feel like these are great titles that will be playing great on mobile devices, but not everybody's playing on mobile right now. When they are outside,
they played sports ball, Meg.
You guys don't read chat.
It shows up. We just see it. Okay.
Games have roads. Moving on.
Elsewhere in the world, a game called Chronos was announced. Have you guys seen anything about Chronos?
I've seen a little bit about it. It's a fantasy game.
This looks kind of interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I get leery about pulling up trailers because who wants to
Sword and Shield? Yeah, no, bro.
Enemy off streams.
Let the hate flow.
Maybe clip through it a bit or something like that. I don't know.
So, have you guys looked at the Chronos trailer or anything involving Chronos at all?
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
It's intriguing. I'll say that. It caught my interest. I don't know. So Meg was saying she'd like to see someone play Hotline Miami. I'd like to see someone play this before I make an investment. Sure. I need to see more. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, video. I love watching videos.
I'm taking a risk here. We get shut down all the time.
Oh, this. Yeah, I saw this ad. It's weird. I don't want to see this girl. I want to see the game.
Yeah, I just need to see more. I need to see more.
Yep.
It looks kind of cool, like a little adventure kind of.
Like a boss rush game? Looks like a boss rush game.
Yeah, kind of. That's what I thought too.
There's an element here. Oh, sorry, Brian.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I know that there's a time element here, but I don't know any details. I know that people had played this game before. I think on VR, and now it's going to be available for everybody.
Time like time travel or time?
Like now controlling time.
Oh, okay, like a rewind.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this will be showing up on December 1st, which is probably a Tuesday. Yes, it's a Tuesday.
There you go.
We're all going to be waiting for Phoenix Rising. Who's going to buy a new game 2 days before that game comes out?
We'll probably be playing the demo of Phoenix Rising again and again.
Yeah, that's true. Stop. Oh, sorry.
Transitions every single time.
You gotta pick up on these things, Cap. You gotta pick up on these things.
I still had one more question.
Okay, go back.
So we had an Ubisoft Forward event as well, which included a couple announcements, including the one you guys are already talking about, but we'll get there. Scott Pilgrim is getting remade again because that's probably one of the most requested games to ever be brought back from the dead. And then Riders Republic, which is like a sports MMO type game. Either of those games interest you guys?
Yes.
Riders Republic is for me.
It looks dope.
Same.
That's all me right there, man. And they got road bikes. I mean, real road bikes finally in a game. Like, and it's fun and it's arcadey. Like, give it to me. I want it. I need it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jetpacks.
And much respect for what was it? Scott Pilgrim. I'm sorry. Yeah. It looked good. It looked like a good beat 'em up. I've never heard of it prior to that, but it looked like a really solid beat 'em up. Yeah, I hadn't.
Yeah, it's definitely. It was. It came out during the 360 PS3 era.
Oh,
it was highly touted as a very, very good game, but it was removed from digital storefronts due to licensing, of course.
So good.
Oh, okay, yeah. It looked really good though. Yeah. Like it looked a really good game. But yeah, this is it right here.
Well, this is Riders Republic.
Awesome.
When they started showing it initially, right? When they started showing it initially, I was like, please show road bikes. Please show road bikes. You know, and they showed the road bikes. That was it for me. I was done. I was done. Yeah. I mean, everything else looked great. I was already sold, but once they had that, I was like, yes, that's a wrap. That's a track bike. Like that's a TT bike.
I want snowboarding. I was the best at cool borders back in the day.
Throwback.
They've got freaking jetpacks.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? Because you know what's going to happen in this game. You're going to be riding on your road bike, and someone's going to hit you with the freaking jetpack. That's what's going to happen.
Right. Smacking. Yeah. Crazy. And I was waiting. Oh my goodness, the whole trail. I was like, please say Stadia, because this is a new IP. Please say Stadia, please. And I was like, Stadia. I was like, yes. Yeah, I was all hyped about that.
Yeah, I was very surprised by the amount of Stadia presence from the Forward, but let's talk about the big part of it, which was a little game called Immortal Phoenix Rising. Looks great. What's the Stadia thing? I'm trying to do my best one, MM. You do a little bit. So, Immortals Phoenix Rising. I was looking at this thing like you guys can see it too. Let me pull it up here. So, Immortals, a game formerly known as Gods and Monsters, has a new name called Immortals Phoenix Rising. And during the Ubisoft Forward, Phil Harrison, of all people, showed up and pretty much announced a kind of partnership, I guess. I mean, have they officially come out and said there's a partnership, or just said that you're going to have an exclusive demo? By the way, there's going to be an exclusive demo only on Stadia. And as far as I know, I don't think any pro use. You don't even have to be a pro user. I think anyone could just pretty much click and play. And then also, Stadia is going to get a bonus quest for anyone that pre-orders, if I'm not mistaken. So there's obviously some relationship going on there. It's been speculated that there's a possible marketing deal for this game on Stadia. Have you guys seen anything on the possibility of that? Chase, are you familiar with that idea that there's a marketing exclusivity for this game?
When you say marketing, are you talking about for the demo or just in general?
For the game in general. So like how PlayStation has one for Call of Duty typically.
No, I don't think so. I think all that this is that it's Google paid money to Ubisoft to basically have the rights to the initial sandbox. No, sandbox. Like, because again, they created a unique island that's just for Stadia. So does it? Okay, yes, Eddie's right. In the end, does it help market the platform? Yes, but I don't know that that's necessarily. I just walked myself into a corner.
All right, Chase, let me try to help you here.
You know what? It is marketing. Fair enough.
No, but like for example, Ubisoft title Valhalla, Xbox has the marketing rights for that. Like they reveal Valhalla on the Xbox event. What else? Keanu Reeves was that was another game. But Cyberpunk has Xbox has the right for that as well. what Brian's saying is like, can you feel like this game will have the same kind of partnership with Stadia?
No, that I understood that part. The marketing part was the follow up that I twisted myself into a pretzel on. Basically, no, I don't think they have an exclusive marketing deal with them, but I think they did this to market Stadia for a short period of time, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. Are you guys in that general consensus, or I mean, Eddie, do you want to speak up to that point as well? Do you think there is something exclusive there?
I want to see more because they said they're going to be showing more about this game on the upcoming months. So I don't know if it's going to be another Ubisoft event before the end of the year or if there's going to be showcasing just the games itself. But that could be it. Whenever we see a new trailer for this game dropping, we see the Stadia logo at the beginning. As we, using again the Valhalla example, shows the Xbox logo at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I see that happening, but again, those are completely speculations at this time. I have a question to you, Brian, before you asking everybody else. Are you going to pre-order this?
I already did.
Same.
Nice.
Did you guys get the gold?
Well, I pre-ordered this game before the gold edition even showed up. Like that showed up like an hour later. So I'm gonna have to like cancel that one, then pre-order that one. But
I'm gonna get gold too.
Because all right, now people are gonna ask, well, what's the point of pre-ordering on Stadia? Like the point now is that you're not going to get some of this DLC unless you do so. So if you are interested in picking that up, you're going to need to. As far as I'm aware, it's just kind of like everything else.
I have something to add, but I want to add it at the end.
Okay. Meg, do you think there's some kind of exclusive marketing deal going on here? Or is it just kind of like they kind of asked for their own little quest and threw a little cash away?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if there was something exclusive. This is a pretty big deal, I think, to have a whole. We get early access and our own island and a bonus quest, right?
Yeah, an island for all 5 of us. It's gonna be great.
All 5.
There's 6 of you on this podcast.
Panel. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's like they're getting into it. So yeah, I hope they have all kinds of fancy exclusive marketing deals. I think this could be a game that drives a lot of people to try out the platform at least. And I mean, like we've seen, once people try it, they usually aren't so negative about it, or they actually do adopt it and start playing on it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they have something exclusive.
How about you, MM? Are you back? All right. Jamani, what are your thoughts on the whole marketing deal with Immortals possibility?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that's what they're doing. This is what they're going for. This is definitely a game. This is, I would say, the game that is definitely being compared, I would say, mostly in a positive light to Breath of the Wild, which is, of course, a world-renowned game, generational game, and all that stuff. So they want to have something like that on their platform, something that is appealing to a broader audience, at least visually. And you can see that they're giving us the demo. They're apparently giving the bonus quests and whatnot. So it's like they're trying to team up with these guys and have something special. So
absolutely,
I think so.
So yeah, it's a big deal that they're going to have the demo exclusive here. Now, was I correct? You don't have to be a pro member. Did anyone?
I didn't hear anything about being a pro member. Yeah, so I think
on the event, he said it's gonna be free for everybody. The only thing you need is a Gmail account.
Exactly.
So I understand that by that you don't need to be a pro member.
Yeah, just sign to Stadia. Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing I'm okay with them doing like for free. Like I don't expect like Fortnite to be free for everyone, but a demo, that's a perfect way to like introduce people to actually maybe getting a subscription or paying for a game itself. So it's a great move right there, I think, personally. So we don't forget, like we did last time we tried this. Let's talk about our predictions for next month, huh? Because we should find out next week what our Stadia Pro games for October are, I would believe.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I just haven't even got through my September Pro games and it's already October soon. Oh my God.
Crazy, yeah.
Hey, let me just tell something about Immortals before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pre-order because of Uplay Plus. But if Uplay Plus doesn't show up by the end of November, I'm pre-ordering.
So that's what I wanted to discuss.
Let me pull it up.
It's in a tweet. So they put a disclaimer on here that I've never seen on any other game. If you want to click on that photo where it makes it, I think it should
cancel at any time.
I think they put this in here because there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance that there's a chance that Uplay Plus might be coming soon. So they want to give people the option to be able to cancel. I don't know. This is just speculation, but I've never seen this in like if you go through all the other pre-orders, some people said it was because you got immediate content, which is true. And some of the other pre-orders, you did get like immediate content delivered to you that you had access to. But this is a really strange disclaimer that I've never seen them put up before.
And to add that, if you pre-order today Hitman 3, you get charged today at the moment, but the game only comes out in February.
Yeah.
Now, if you pre-order this game from Ubisoft, you get charged just the day the game ships.
Well, someone pointed out that for Hitman, you get certain content up front. So I think that's why.
That was me.
Yeah. So I think that could be why this disclaimer is there, but I just wanted to say there might be a chance.
Yeah. So I mean, reason I said that is because it's kind of works like DLC. So like Destiny 2, that's a DLC pre-order. Hitman 3 is technically just going to be something that's unlocked in the world of assassination app icon, whatever you want to call it, because Hitman 1 and 2 appear in the same way, correct? Does anyone have both games to...
No, they are separate games.
I know they're separate games, but like in the Stadia UI, you have to click on World of Assassination to get to Hitman 2. Am I right?
No, you can click on Hitman 2 and it opens directly.
Really?
The last time I tried, yes.
So it has a separate icon, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm wrong. I don't know. All right. Moving on. Was there anything else you wanted to add on that?
Chase wanna finish it on the Uplay Plus? I don't think so. Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
Has anyone talked about the fact that Human Fall Flat was rated on ESRB? Has that been talked by any news source yet? Because I just went on ESRB to do for the ratings for October.
Yeah, news sources wise, yes. We didn't talk on this podcast.
Okay, sorry.
And I think it was rated on PEGI or USK a while back. So I mean, it's kind of. It's just not. It just hasn't been rated in North America. That's just the difference.
Okay.
But yeah, you want to talk about it? We can talk about it.
Well, I was gonna include it as part of my October Pro predictions. But
hey, well, good segue because that's what we're going to. We're talking about our October Pro games. So, Chase, go ahead and start us off since you kind of spoiled it again.
I'm sorry.
We were trying to transition about 5 minutes ago, so it's okay.
I think we get 3. I think we get 3 next month. I think we get. So all the rumors were that we were supposed to get Dead by Daylight in September, but I'm wondering if that gets pushed to October. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a pro title. Because you would think we would hear about that by now, right? We would have heard that Dead by Daylight's coming in September. Am I crazy?
No, not necessarily. They can still shadow drop it.
Sometimes they just drop things really quick.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, Chase.
Well, this is true. Trying to think what games we still haven't had come to the platform yet.
Meg did not like that. Don't do that again.
Don't do that. All right,
yeah,
Chase.
you know what? I'll go with 2. So I'll go with the Human Fall Flat.
You just say 2?
I was thinking 3, but you know what? Maybe I'm looking at what we've got here. So I'll say 2 plus 1. So 1 unannounced game, 2 games that are from this list. So I think maybe we get Dead by Daylight and Human Fall Flat. That's what I'll go with.
So Dead by Daylight.
Oh, Dead by Daylight as an October Pro game.
Yep.
What was the third one? Was the third one unannounced?
Unannounced, yeah. The one that we don't know about yet.
Okay. Unannounced. Meg, what do you think we're going to get?
We're going to get LXIV.
Again. All right.
Okay. Did I vote for that last time?
Someone did.
That's probably me.
It's in here somewhere.
I think they've hinted at this. I think they're going to bring it out and surprise us. Risk of Rain.
Okay. It is first on Stadia, so.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pro game. I think we're going to see Destroy All Humans suddenly come out. We have heard about this game for months. I think it's ready. And I think we're finally going to see the release of the game that we have all been waiting for. And we are so excited and is super hype on Twitter. Outcasters.
They did say fall.
And a +1, because apparently we can just say +1 now. And it's like a free point. So +1.
Oh, we've been doing that for a while.
Stop it, Meg.
So you got 5 games over 10?
What's that, Brian?
You're going with 5?
Yeah.
Is that 5th one going to be GTA 5 or?
Oh my God.
Just round up 6.
Just round it up plus GTA.
You're going to get GTA 5 and 6.
Yeah, all of them.
All right. MM, you back with us yet?
I think MM passed out that brother. You on that bottle? He gone.
You gone. Eddie, what do you think we're going to get?
All right, I'm gonna bring one that I know for sure we're gonna get as a pro title, which is Sniper Elite 4. It's gonna be a pro title for October.
Didn't we get that a game already?
No,
No, we hadn't got it yet. It was announced, but it hadn't come out.
and we're gonna get Windjammers 2.
Ooh.
We're gonna get an indie title that we never heard about it for free,
Eddie won.
and we're gonna get Monster Jam.
Okay.
Monster Jam?
The
That was announced a long time ago, yeah.
The truck game. Okay.
Pick up
2 jam games?
Sunday.
Sunday.
I was hoping October 1st was a Sunday. It's not.
Aw.
All right, so you got Sniper Elite 4, Windjammers, Monster Jam, and an unannounced game. Did I miss it? Anything?
No. Maybe, yeah. I feel like it's gonna be more than 4 games, but those are my 4 predictions.
Say +1. That's what all the cool
He already
kids do.
You already did. You said unannounced. You're gonna go with 2 of them.
Well, he said
We're just like,
unannounced
I'm going-
indie
You
game.
don't- no,
That's
no,
kind
no,
of
you don't-
specific.
You don't get 2. We have to draw a line. We have to
There can only be one.
we have to have a principle here.
We're going 1. All right. Germani, what do you got?
Oh man, you guys have been said every single game there is. So
I know. Are you on the website looking at upcoming? Because that's what I did.
Everything.
hell yeah, like
I was like this one and this
Scrambling
one and this one and this one.
Hey, this is becoming competitive now, you know?
yeah.
I don't think I've ever been right on a single guess. I usually go last and just pick one from each
Where'd
of
you
you.
write last
but
one? Oh no, because you went. Oh,
I said GTA 5, I think.
yeah,
and-
yeah, you went off the rails last. Go ahead, Germani.
Skyrim.
Oh my god. Okay, so I was thinking was it El Hijo?
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah. El Hijo. I was thinking that one for sure. Dead by Daylight does seem like a really good choice. I'll go with an unannounced for sure. But I think we're gonna get an old game that we've already gotten going to Pro.
I think that Windjammers pick was a good one, man.
Windjammers was a good one.
Again, that Windjammers had not been released.
Yeah.
Windjammers is going to be released on multiplats, but just as we had the Rock of Ages 3 being released on multiplats as well, and we getting it for free, I do think Windjammers is going to be free at Stadia.
Does it come out? Anything else yet? That we're saying
No,
has
it didn't come out yet.
Oh, it's not even a release game. Okay.
No. And so was El Hijo. El Hijo is not out
Correct.
anywhere.
It's still coming soon.
I'll say we'll get Celeste, an old game. Not necessarily old, but we've already got the game. I think Celeste might become
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
It's gonna be free eventually. That's
Right.
I
that's
approve
the
that message.
So you went with Elio, unannounced Celeste, and did I miss one?
Dead by Daylight,
Dead by Daylight.
and then of course the Free Point, unannounced.
So you got 2 unannounced, is what you're saying, or you got 1?
No, just the one.
Okay, so you got 4 total games.
Yeah, 4 total. Yeah.
All right. MM2K, are you with us still? Hello.
Let's do his predictions for him.
On the alcohol.
All right. What's up, people? I can't do it. Trying to do everybody today. All right. So
I came just in time. Jesus Christ.
what are your predictions for next month, buddy?
Oh, Lord Jesus, you're trying to embarrass me again. Maybe I should leave. No, let me see. What are my predictions for next month? Wow. I don't know. I'm going to say, can I just give numbers? Because this is going to be hard. Like, I'll say, I think we're going to get 4 pro games. And I will say that one of the pro games I believe will be, Jesus, I have no idea. I'm making this up on the fly. One of the pro games will be a pro game. I'll just say that we're getting 4 pro games. That's all I can say.
So MM is like +1.
Let me help him. We're gonna get a AAA. We're gonna get a Ninja. We're gonna get a Node, and we're gonna get a platform.
Oh, okay.
And an unannounced.
Yeah, what Eddie said. All that. Book it.
And
we're gonna get all that.
And Dead by Daylight.
This is the after show, right? We're the after show.
Not yet.
No.
Oh God. Okay, I can't curse. We're gonna get all that stuff. There we go. Yep.
There you go.
Bro.
Thankfully, we're almost there, though.
Did you get a whole nother bottle of proper? Did you get a whole?
No,
bottle?
I ran out.
No kidding.
Damn it.
All right. I'm looking through the list here. Too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We can do this together then, buddy. Let's go with Lost Words. It's gonna happen. Was
When
Wave
did
Break Pro?
No.
That's going multi-plat soon, I think. I'm gonna go with Wave Break. Darksiders will be eventually. Football Manager just went free on Epic, so that's possible in the future.
Do we have both Football Managers available on Stadia already?
Just 2020.
Okay.
What do you mean both?
2021, I think it's already.
Is that out already?
I'm gonna double check that.
Okay. Damn this. Yeah, you're right. This is hard. Dead by Daylight, I do think it's still going to show up this month for sure, but Celeste is a good one. Let's go with Celeste. I'm stealing that one, Germani. And we got to have a big title here because they kind of went a little big. They had Hitman in there last month, Bomberman.
Brian, helping you here. No, it's not out yet, but it's planned to be released by the end of the year. 2018, Football Manager 2021.
Gotcha. Shit.
I know, dude.
This is tough, isn't it? Let's go with unannounced. There you go.
Go GTA.
No GTA.
Just don't complicate it. Just go with the simple.
Yeah, let's just go with the simple one. Yeah, let's go with that. Nope. I got. I'm gonna make 5. So unannounced is gonna stay there. Ari and the Secret of Seasons.
Oh yeah. So cute.
Ooh.
Those are my 5. Did you come up with one or no?
Let me see here. We didn't get Celeste, right? So Celeste was never a pro game. So I'm going to say Celeste.
Okay.
Let's see what else here we got. Yeah. Shout out to Stadia Head. Celeste. Oh, goodness.
Ooh, that's a good pick in the chat.
Which one?
The original Doom. Doom 2016.
Doom. Yep. Celeste. Doom.
FF's like, run it.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep going. Keep going.
Celeste, Doom, Republic. Celeste, Doom, Republic. Okay, those are my 3. And let's see. I said one more. I think will be. I got a feeling that Windbound No. That's probably going to be November. I'm going to say
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. I think that was.
I mean, it's.
I'm going to say Lara Croft. Didn't Lara Croft games come?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to say Lara Croft Temple of Osiris. Yep.
I like that. That's a fun game. It's a quick one, but it's a pro-worthy title, I think.
Yep.
All right. We didn't forget to do it this time. It's awesome. And we're at about the 2-hour mark. So I think it's a good place to wrap things up here for the audio portion of this podcast. Again, we are going to have a little after show here. So if you are listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it may be, rate us, by the way. Give us 5 stars or leave a nice, kindly review and tell us how much you love us. But we're going to be talking about what our plans are for the next generation of gaming, as well as some interesting tweets out there from Stadia employees. So if you're here with us in the YouTube live stream here, hang out with us for a few more moments. In the meantime, let's just kind of go around the room here and tell us where we can find you guys individually out in the internets. Germani, where can people find you?
LXIV Gold on YouTube.com. Been taking a break there recently on the YouTube side of things, but I still have a lot of great content that you can check out in the meantime. And also on Twitter at LXIV Gold as well. Okay.
MM2K.
You can check me out on Stadia Dosage and at MM2K videos here on YouTube. You can check me out with Broadband Bullies. Give us another week or so. Stadia Corner is coming back on Broadband Bullies. And lastly, I want to thank everybody support on the Patreon. I know this is not a money grab. People are loving my pants and walks in the morning. So we're going to keep doing the lyrics to go. That's where I go for my morning walk and I talk about all things gaming. If you're interested in that, go to patreon.com/PNTS network and look for lyrics to go.
Perfect. Meg, where can people find you?
YouTube.com/MegatronX.
How about Twitter?
Meg_Atron_X.
How about my? No, all right, Chase.
Oh man, you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Stadia Talk, and then as far as on Twitter at Phantom UFC Fan.
And Eddie, round us off.
All right, I am on Eddie Player One. You can look up on Twitter. You can look up on Facebook. No, I'm lying. You cannot look up on Facebook. I am Eddie Player One at Twitter, at YouTube, and we have our podcast, me, Chase, and Kai, every Tuesdays at 8:30 Eastern Time. We're probably gonna have a very special guest coming again soon. As soon as I get the confirmation, I'll share the details with everybody.
Perfect. And you got another 24-hour stream coming up next Friday. Is that correct?
Nope.
Nope, it's not.
Nope. Never ever.
Everybody says never, and then they do it.
So I mean, Meg, yeah,
nope.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. So this will. You watch it. No. If you want to watch us live, do this, because why not? YouTube.com/Club Stadia is where you can find the TSI podcast until October 30th, where it will move to Chase's channel, YouTube.com/Stadia Talk. So just kind of like, we got new contract negotiations done. So Chase's channel has won the rights to show the TSI podcast. Nothing else will change. It'll just be on his channel instead. So after that, I think it's time for the after show. So let's wave goodbye to people that are listening to us because they can see
Hi,
us.
audio listeners.
And we will catch you down the road. Thank you. Our next episode live will be on October the 2nd, which is a Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So again, thank you guys, and we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. What's going on in the after show? Okay, let's.
We're in the after show. Well, shit.
Oh, shit. Language.
Shit. No.
Oh, had to be reserved. Okay, let's do this.
What do you guys want to talk first? Want to talk?
What the echo there? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I heard it too.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We have
Is that Eddie?
Yeah, that maybe was me. I just.
What was that? Well,
Language. Wait.
There it is. Wait, this again.
Yeah.
What?
Language.
Hold on. I'm still echoing.
Language.
Eddie, stop it.
Turn off the echo.
All right.
Yes.
Can I hear it?
No echo.
If I can, it's very, very faint. Okay.
Yeah, just like.
All right. So, what are you guys doing for next gen, huh? So, PS5 kind of went on pre-order this week. Xbox is planning on next week at some time on Tuesday, I believe. So, Germani, do you have any plans for next gen? What are you going to be rocking the Switch Stadia combo? You're going to be picking up a PS4 or why did I say PS4? PS5 and Xbox Series X. What are you doing next? Yeah, let's get you got the original Xbox coming in.
Right. Man, going in with PC, Switch, Stadia, of course, rocking with that all the way.
Yeah.
Definitely look forward to getting my pre-order of the PlayStation 5 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And of course, I turn my head and turn back and it's already sold out. Damn retailers, man. So it was just a reminder of, the pains of console hardware, experience, man. I mean, that was just, I'm telling you, I was furious, bro. I ain't gonna front. I was fucking furious. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I had an opportunity to get the PS5. They had one from Best Buy, but I'm dead set on getting the physical ones available. They're like, hey, get this here physical because we want you to come back and buy physical copies of the games. I'm like, no, I'm gonna pass. No, I'm not gonna try to scalp anyone. Just give it to somebody else. But yeah, I was really upset about that. But yeah, PS5 would be the next generation console I will go for.
Is there a specific reason?
I mean, they just have a library of games that I'm interested in. The direction they're going in with their games, I'm interested in. As far as something outside of what I've already, grown accustomed to as far as my gaming, preferences. PlayStation has been the place that's offered me something else that I would like to welcome to my gaming repertoire, if you will.
Fair point. Mm-hmm. How about you, MM2K? I know. This whole conversation has just been a very, very fun one for yourself. So what's your plans for next gen?
Yeah, it's been a fun one because I got a lot of Xbox friends that are DMing me and sending me their cornball ass memes. And I'm like, you need to worry about getting some meme games, before you start memeing me because Jim Ryan, or Lion Ryan, as they call him now, did a 180 on the whole cross-generation thing. But
sure.
I'll tell you what I did, and I'm going to tell you real quick about a conversation I had right before the show that literally changed my mind and might have everyone in shock. So my game plan prior to today was definitely Stadia and GFN. I'm going cloud all the ways between Stadia and GFN. I say 80% Stadia, 20% GFN for stuff that I can't get on Stadia that I got to play. And then I was going to go with PlayStation 5. I was contemplating doing PC and getting a 3070 card, but they're doing all this stuff with Epic Game Store, and I don't like Epic Game Store. So all of my favorite games are going there first, so I said to hell with it. I'll pick up a PlayStation 5. And then I saw the PlayStation 5 event, and even though I still feel it's the superior product between that and Xbox,
yeah.
I don't like the direction. I don't like the 180 that they did. I don't think that the lack of transparency made me feel a certain way. I don't like it. So I might get my PlayStation 5. I might sell it, and I might be joining the Switch gang. So if they'll have me, because I was talking to somebody and they showed me that there are over 750 RPGs on the Switch, and I almost passed out because that's my favorite genre. Yeah, man, I might be doing cloud gaming and Switch, man. So if Jamani and Chase will have me, and Eddie, I might be joining the Switch gang, man.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're definitely good, brother. Come on in.
Jamani's like, yeah, music to his ears.
Yep.
And then there was one. Meg, when are you getting a Switch? Is that your next gen plan?
No, I don't think I'm gonna get any of these. None. Just Stadia and PC. Like all these Xbox and all the Xbox games for sure we can play on our PCs. So I don't need an Xbox. And PlayStation, I think they didn't say all, but a lot of them are going to be available on PC. So why would I buy a console? No, I don't want one. Nothing. If I were going to, I'd get an Xbox. I'm an Xbox girl at heart, even though I stupidly have a PlayStation that I never use. But I'm not going to get any of these next gen consoles. I already have next gen. It's Stadia, and I don't want to go backwards to have to download my games and then update them and do all that manually. And then I don't care how much space you get. Games are only getting bigger. I'll tell you, they're not getting smaller. So I'm going to end up having to uninstall a game to reinstall a new one and download it and wait. And that's just backwards. And especially getting a disc. Oh my God. That's just crazy. That's whack. I'll say it. I don't even care what you think that means. But no. So
that's the proper meaning right there. That's the proper. Got that shit right there. Yeah.
Got the camera.
No console for me. I can do everything I need to with what I have already, and that's Stadia and a computer, and I'm done.
Love it. Can't be mad about that.
I know what your plans are, but why don't you educate the class?
Well, so I don't have a PC. I don't have the money for a PC right now. So a lot of people be getting on to me about, why are you streaming games from the PlayStation? Well, it's the only way I can stream. I can't stream from a PC. So the gameplay you're getting is non-Stadia until Stadia offers the integrated YouTube streaming feature, which will help someone like me and will definitely help someone like Meg. Because I know she's talked about it many times. But here's my game plan. Stadia is going to be primary, and the Switch. I have really grown to love the Switch a lot. Again, if I hadn't started with Stadia first, I don't think I would appreciate the Switch as much as I do. I love it. I love what it can do, and I love the possibility of it. And then what I'm going to do is, for the multi-plats that aren't on Stadia, and hear me out, I'm getting the Xbox Series S. And the reason I am is for one reason only. They're letting me buy it with Microsoft's money. Basically, $25 a month. They're going to give me Game Pass Ultimate. They're going to give me Xbox Live Gold. I get EA Play with it. And I'll pick up 2 or 3 games that are the multi-plats that aren't on Stadia that I want to play, and a couple of the Xbox exclusives.
Yep.
I know what it's going to become. Me and MM have talked about this behind the scenes. It's eventually going to become a streaming box. I know it. I understand it. I get it. It has the same architecture as the Series X, minus the GPU and minus the memory. Sorry. So because it's not putting out as much visual fidelity, they can get away with moving the RAM down. So again, I understand what I'm getting. It fits my use case. That's why I'm doing it. That's the only reason I'm buying into Xbox. MM will tell you a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and Eddie will tell you the same thing. I literally said, I'm not interested in an Xbox. The only reason I'm interested is because they're offering that all access plan for this, and it's at the price point that it's at. That's it. Period. End of story.
It's weird that you say that if it wasn't for Stadia, you wouldn't appreciate the Switch. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, 100%.
That's the exact opposite for me. So because of the Switch, I appreciated Stadia. That's exactly why I wanted Stadia, is because it had that portable aspect to it. Yeah.
It didn't, but I wasn't moved to get a Switch. You know what I mean? So when I got onto Stadia and saw the convenience, and I heard like Germani was saying to me, Chase, bro, you love the convenience of Stadia, you're gonna love the convenience of the Switch. And I'm like, am I? And then I get it, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah, he's right. I do love it because it is convenient, just like Stadia. So that's why I appreciate it more. It's for that reason.
Fair point. Eddie, how about you? I think you're on the side I'm on.
Yeah, I think I even wrote a song here that goes like, it starts with one game.
Wait, you wrote that?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
found it in...
because I saw that. I was like, oh, that's kind of clever.
I made a...
Copyright infringement.
All the copyrights goes to the person who created it. So just like YouTube does. But I'm going to go with the PS5. I don't know why. I bought a PS5 and I have no games to buy other than Miles Morales. I don't know. I mean, I prefer playing the multiplats on Stadia. I don't want to say I plan to get a Series X or Series S, but I do have all of the games available currently sitting on the PC as well. I don't have a powerful PC right now enough, but I plan to get a new graphic card just because of YouTube and doing content and live streams. So the graphic cards will help on that and will help on the gaming as well. So I would probably keep the PS5 just to have the multiplayers. But to be honest, I said exclusive, but to be honest, like if I'm getting Madden, I'll probably pick it up on the PS5. So I have, let's say Madden 21. I have the next gen graphics of Madden, and we'll have the multiplayer lobbies of the PlayStation 5. So I think I'm gonna get easier matches on the PlayStation than on Stadia. In this generation, we know that the graphics wise, no, we don't know yet, to be honest. How is gonna be the graphics on this generation on Stadia? Like we know 2K21 have next gen graphics on PS5, but it doesn't have on Stadia. So I'm gonna be playing that PS5 more than I wish because downloading sucks.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Gotta tell you, downloading sucks. When I pre-ordered the PS5 and then I went to check. You know what? I have a library already on the PS4. There's that. What's it gonna be called again?
PS Plus. I know collection. The PS Plus collection.
PS Plus collection. So I said, all right. There's that PS Plus collection, and there's also PS Now. And I have PS Now on my PC. So let me check the games available on PS Now. There are some titles there, and that all right. This might be interesting for me to play. I never played this one before. If I'm playing on streaming on my PC, it's gonna be on 720, and the streaming is not that good. So I would need to download it. So I need to download it on my PS4. Check if I like the game or not. Maybe I don't like it, and then I wasted my time downloading it to discover that I don't like the game. And then I said, oh my God, all of that hassle. Am I really going through this? and at the end, I went to play Uno.
Well, one interesting thing that I didn't know, because again, I haven't been playing on the PlayStation all that much, but I guess this is already something that's current in the generation, is that you can download, at least on the Xbox, somebody was saying that this isn't new, that you can download the specific section of the game that you want. So if you're more into
a few games have implemented that.
Multiplayer.
Some of the games have implemented that, like a Call of Duty. You can download only the campaign, or you can download the multiplayer game of it. So you don't have to download the total of 200 gigabytes.
So I mean that makes it a little bit more interesting to me, where maybe that makes it not so crazy on the download side of the house. But it's still going to be frustrating waiting on that to happen. And I don't think the SSD, from everything I've read, it doesn't speed up the downloads. It only speeds up what's already there on the SSD. So, I mean, you're just at the same place. I agree with everybody. And Anders makes a good point. Game where you want to game, folks. If you're happy about the consoles that are coming out, pick it up. If you're happy about the cloud, be happy about the cloud. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
But, the PS5 does have Wi-Fi 6 though, which allows your devices, that device to more bad, but you have to have a Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. I mean, I had a talk with a good Xbox friend of mine, and he's like, "I love you, bro, but in your latest video, you talk about Wi-Fi 6." I mean, there's this big joke in the Xbox community, and I'm like, you guys are capping so much for the xCloud. Y'all don't understand the fundamentals of cloud gaming. Like when this becomes a stream box, and then you're dealing with the more difficult, I don't want to say codecs, but the more difficult and complex streaming, you not having that Wi-Fi 6 is going to be a problem. Now, people like us, like a Chase, he knows what to do. He knows how to circumvent that, but they're not, and they are going to be screwed. And they would have paid for a $300 dongle, you know what I'm saying, that can't do Wi-Fi 6. That's going to be a problem for the new xCloud clan.
Or what they're going to do is they're going to charge you $275 for a Wi-Fi like a Wi-Fi adapter, which is what they used to do with the old Xbox. That's exactly what the hell is going to happen.
360, yeah.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to do that.
So you're getting the S, Chase?
Yeah, for those reasons. Again, I look at it as I hate keeping saying your name, man. But me and we've been at real talk. We've had a lot of conversations behind the scenes about this, and he's helped me get some information, helped me understand what I was getting into, and I had to decide: are the benefits outweighing the negatives? And in my opinion, for the entry point that I'm paying, again on all access, not the $300 up front,
for sure.
I think that outweighs the negatives for me, because I just want to have a place where if it's not on Stadia, I can go play it, and it'd only be a limited number of games.
Right.
And that's how I'm basically looking at it. Because again, you can't treat it, in my opinion, I don't know how future proof it is. We don't know yet. Like we're still both of these boxes, even the X, to be quite candid, we don't know what the limitations are on some of this stuff until we start seeing these games in action.
Right.
So I don't want to speak too far ahead one way or the other on something. All I know is in the short term, it'll fill a need, and that's all I'm looking at it as.
Brian, did you announce yours? You said
I was able to successfully get the PS5 pre-ordered. Although Amazon did just send me an email today saying that it's possible it won't show up on release day, so that will be
Sony screwed, man. They
it wasn't Sony, it was retailers, man.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to.
First one to pull the trigger,
and
everybody followed.
It is Sony's fault. Sony said there's even a tweet going on from Jeff Keighley's interview with the Sony execs saying we're gonna let you guys know beforehand. Of course, we're not going to do this out of bet. And then Sony pulled the trigger saying pre-orders go live tomorrow.
Right.
And then people saying it start, all right, actually in some places it's already tomorrow, so
that
we're going to start today.
Yeah. That was the retailers.
But
because you can look at Walmart's actual tweet. And they said, we're not going to make you wait until tomorrow. That's not our style, something along those lines.
It's not our style.
Yeah.
I just think that like what Microsoft did of putting out the blanket, you will not do this type of thing, is what Sony basically should have done. Because I at least, look, I'm not a fan of Microsoft. I've not been a fan of them since the 360 days. But at the end of the day, they at least got their what together about keeping everything consistent with the times. I mean, we have an order of times, for every region right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I just look at things from it was a mess. And I think what you're going to see on Tuesday won't be as chaotic. Like sites are going to not load. Like that's standard with these pre-orders, but you know what I mean? It's not going to be people like, oh my God, what? It's live. And then they're running down to GameStop freaking out. Right. It's not going to be like that.
Right.
I think though, a little bit in the middle on this, I do believe that some of it was just the retailers and Sony's giving leniency to some of the retailers, not really like shaking the big stick, because they did it with the Xbox in 2017 when the X released. And remember on Black Friday, they did their Black Friday sales like two weeks early and knocked the Xbox One X flat off its feet. I think this might be a similar scenario. And as chaotic and as 180-ish as it may be, it might be ingenious in some ways, because here's what's going to happen.
Demand.
That $500 that you were thinking about reserving for your Xbox, you might have went and added to your PlayStation, and a lot of people aren't getting both. Some are, but some aren't. So it might have worked out in Sony's favor. And then hence the tweet from Xbox, which I thought was peculiar. Some people thought it was misread, but I know Xbox. I've been dealing with those sums of Mitches for a while. They said, "Oh, if you go with PlayStation, it's okay. We don't mind. We'll send you a fruitcake and you can go play Game Pass on PC." They were conceding that, holy cow, they pulled the rug up under us, and golly, they did it to us again like they did in 2017. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, for sure, man. If it would have just went straight like it was supposed to, and the pre-orders would have just launched the day of, people would have been able to go out and get them. No problem. There still would have been a little bit of chaos or whatever. Of course, people rushing out to get it, but it would have been timely. You would have known or whatever. It'd have just been fine.
And you know what?
They definitely did. You say it again. Say it again.
It just means I get a Series S.
Oh, right. They definitely. And the way they tried to flip it was, oh, well, we're not going to let that happen. It's like, well, nobody is really trying to rush it. And get that Xbox, bro. I'm sorry. You will be able to easily secure your Xbox Series S. No problem.
Dude, they're launching with Gears Tactics. Yeah. Like, stop it. We got to stop some of this, man.
You're going to go in there and be like, I'm here to try to hurry up and get mine. Like, oh, no worries. You're good. You're good. Jump around. You're good.
10 jumping jacks, and then come back. We'll give you a $15 discount.
Exactly. Just to make sure you buy this motherfucker. Okay.
Hey, isn't Xbox the one that's saying that the console wars are over?
Yeah.
So why are they sending jabs at Sony's way?
Because
dude, Monday, the Phil Spencer that you get on Monday is a completely different person from the one you see on Wednesday, dude. You never know. It's like Bizarro.
And guess what? By summer of this year, or not this year, summer of 2021.
Summer's over.
Summer this year.
Just in 2020 already. Summer of next year, you watch. They're gonna do a 180 on these boxes. And again, I know that going in. I know that, but they're gonna immediately say, well, guess what? Here's the good news about xCloud. Buy all your games individually. Oh, and guess what? Right. It's now going to be available on PC. Oh, and guess what? On top of that, we are moving towards a cloud-centric ecosystem.
Right. Yep. Just like they were saying previously before the boxes were this close to launch. Oh, guess what? We're over generations. But guess what? The next generation of Xbox, next generation of consoles. Like, I thought we were
show y'all something? I did think this was interesting. I don't know if MM caught on to this, but I want to show y'all something. It's actually kind of funny. Hold on. 2 seconds. I want to pull this up because I want to share it with everybody. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. Share screen. Chrome tab. Here it is. Here it is. Okay.
Oops.
This wording down here is so open-ended. I just kind of laughed a little bit because I was like, they are purposely setting this up. Where is it at? Hold on. I gotta find it. No. Hold on. They have the terminology down here. No, it's not. It must be further up. Hold on. I know it's here because I saw it. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Disc-free. Read this statement right here. This statement is so open-ended and I don't even know what this means. Go all digital with the Xbox Series S. You build a library of digital games. Your games, saves, and backups are safe in the cloud. Right. I was like, what? Like, what are you trying to say there? Because
games,
bro, because everything's supposed to be downloaded. So what does that even mean? Like, it's so open-ended. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try to push. I think they believe that their Xbox Series S is going to be their most profitable and most sold console. And again, like you said, it's going to be a digital box, a streaming box eventually. You know, hey, take advantage of with the Series S, Xbox Series X quality gameplay through xCloud, you know, which will bundle in or whatever with the purchase of an Xbox Series S or whatever the case, you know.
Here's the thing. The Xbox Series S really wasn't supposed to be here. Brad Sams, big insider of PaulThurrott.com, who are big Windows Insiders group. I love those guys. I listen to every podcast that they have. They talked about last year how when developers got a hold of the original Series S dev kit, they said, chuck this shit. We don't want nothing to do with it, because what we're going to do, Phil, is we're going to scale up, which is not going to take advantage of the Series X, instead of scale down where everything looks great. So Xbox scrapped it. They said, okay, that's fine. We're going to have xCloud. That'll be our entry point into the Xbox ecosystem. You want something more powerful, more capable, that's where you'll get the Series X. Then they saw the competition, and then COVID happened. And then they realized they couldn't progress with xCloud the way they wanted to. So they brought the Series S back. But this time, Brad Sams had mentioned that there are enhanced dev kits to where it might not be the same issue as far as the scaling and stuff, but I'm a skeptic of that. So the Series S was just created because they knew they needed an entry point system to do exactly what Chase is looking to do. Just get into the next generation of console gaming, get in with the next gen textures and graphics and capabilities. And then as the box becomes obsolete, you stream from it. But again, there might be some issues with the Wi-Fi 6 and some other things. Right. Like Chase said, we'll see next year. We'll see how it all pans out. So
I found out the other day the Chromecast Ultra does not play nicely with Wi-Fi 6. Chase, have you heard if the Sabrina is supposed to have that capability?
That's the one thing I could not find clarity on. So the weird thing is they did developer previews on this thing, and there's so many mixed statements about what the true specs are that you kind of have to you notice I kind of worked in between because there's not real clear like data points beyond the HDMI 2.1 and the Bluetooth. Everything else has been kind of inconsistent. Let me just be honest. I would be shocked if they didn't future-proof this. If they don't put that in there, that is I'm going to be honest, that's kind of a letdown because you are going to start moving towards routers. And I don't think the new Nest Wi-Fi points have Wi-Fi 6.
No, yeah.
I know that their next generation of Nest, they've talked about this already. They're going to move towards that. So if you don't have that on board and that Chromecast can't communicate with the new Google Wi-Fi points, you got a problem on your hands. You know what I mean? Like that's not a good look. So yeah, it's a bit of a concern, and there's not clarity on it. So I think we got to. I think we got to figure that out on the 30th because as soon as that thing drops and we get the announcement, they're saying it's going to go live on the store. So we'll be immediately able to go in and start buying these things. So at that point, those specs should be live, and that's when we'll know those final numbers.
Yep. Good point. All right. Should we talk about the fun stuff that happened over this past week?
Shit.
So, Eddie, you just did a video about this. Was this today or yesterday?
I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, it was on.
So, okay. So before I get that far, would you like to kind of set the table for what I am referring to here?
Yes.
We can keep his name out of this because I mean, we're not trying
of course.
Yeah.
Just as I blurry on my videos, so if people are interested in the subject, I think they can Google search, they can surf on Twitter, and they can find out by themselves. But there's an individual which goes by the name of. I'm just kidding. I'm not telling his name. But he has a job role. In his job role, it's called Global Brand Marketing Manager for Stadia. I'm going to repeat that again. It's Global Brand Marketing Manager for Stadia. On his job role, there is a job description. His job description reads, building and leading a global cross-functional brand and consumer marketing team for the Stadia gaming service and games portfolio at Google. This activity includes brand and campaign management, messaging, creative, social content and channels. Social content and channels. Twitter is a social network. Influencers and reporting. So it's a guy that has a role, a global lead role on Stadia, marketing role, and he uses Twitter. He retweets when people talking about Stadia, and let me go that again. He uses Twitter. His Twitter account is very personal. He doesn't talk about his job on Twitter, and he has less than 1,000 followers on Twitter. But he has his job title as Global Brand Marketing for Stadia on his Twitter profile. Let me make a parallel very quickly here, Brian. I follow other Stadia employees on Twitter, aka Phil Harrison, Jade Raymond, Aaron Hoffman-John, those names of people like Stadia faces, if we may say so. So these Stadia faces people, they use Twitter and they talk about other things than Stadia, and they talk about other games as well. They play games everywhere, and they talk about other stuff, but they talk about Stadia as well.
Yes.
My point of view of this individual is that he talks about Stadia, he tweeting Stadia sometimes, but he does talk a lot about other platforms, which is all right when you are a gamer. But in my opinion, when you have that job title role that I just described to you guys, you should have been working more on your socials, reporting more on the platforms that you are working on. And the thing that made me do the video at the end is, if you are promoting Stadia as your job title, and you have games that you could be playing on Stadia, such as Avengers, even if that game is multiplayer, or if you're playing just the campaign, which is mostly single player, you could have been playing that on Stadia. And if you are not playing on Stadia, I would like to understand why. But I would love to hear Mag's thought on this, because Mag has a different opinion than mine.
I don't see any problem with this at all. He runs at work. When he goes into work in the morning, he runs a marketing campaign for Stadia. His personal Twitter account, he's a gamer. He promotes gaming. He buys all of the things. He watches all the things. He retweets from PlayStation. He's got a tweet up there about Fortnite. He's got an Xbox, whatever, pre-ordered, because he's a gamer and he likes to game, and he tweets about gaming. At his job, he manages the Twitter social media for Stadia and the Stadia marketing campaign and how that's all going to work. But when he goes home, he's a gamer and he tweets about it. And it's totally fine. You don't have to. I used to work for Apple. I never promoted Apple. I never tweeted about Apple. I don't support them. I'm a Google girl.
When you work for Apple, did you have on your Twitter bio that
I wasn't allowed? I would have. I wasn't allowed due to our NDA. So because you can work hard and believe in a product at work, but then go home, your use case might be something else. His tweet with the Avengers, well, maybe all of his friends have PlayStation. Maybe his internet connection isn't good enough for Stadia. I can relate, right? There's all kinds of different reasons. But to me, this guy is a gamer, and his Twitter account looks like he's a gamer. And when he goes into work, he works for Stadia, and he probably does a great job at his job. So to me, I don't see any issue here.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, no, I want everybody to jump in on this.
I'm going to read this, and everybody's opinion. You can't be wrong for your opinion. I just want to put like a real world scenario to this to try to highlight.
I'll be back in 10 seconds. I just want to get a beer because this discussion is going to be good.
So how's the weather, MM? Just to kind of
exactly, yeah. to highlight my perspective on it. So this is the War and Peace entry that I left on Eddie's video. I said, if I'm a senior rep at PepsiCo, but all I do is talk about Coca-Cola products, and I highlight senior rep, and even RC flipping cola, maybe even Fago, but make no mention of Pepsi Cola. Fago. Guess what? I'm getting fired. Marketing is about controlling imagery. Nothing causes more harm to that imagery when the people who are in control of it praises the competition and never say a thing about the product they are paid to support. I love Stadia. Check my content. You will see how much I do. That said, this is a big flaw that needs addressing ASAP. Either mention the product you serve more if you're going to praise the competition so much, or remove your affiliation for the proper optics. See, here in the Fortune 500 world, the way that it works is that if you're a senior person, optics means everything. They spend billions upon billions of dollars on that optics with their senior staff. I've had to fire people who said they worked at our company and they've said some crazy things that were off-putting, or that just weren't really that off-putting, but were just against company policy. But because they had our company, they were a representative of our company, and they put that on Facebook or whatever, they got terminated. I get Google wants to operate and be different, but if you're at that senior level, see, I think there was a reason why Meg was under NDA and couldn't put that there, because they realize how social media works. You should have the freedom to say what you want to say. But you got somebody, an end user at the opposite side of that, And they're going to put all this together and say, wow, you represent Google Stadia at a high level, but you never talk about it. There's a reason why that doesn't happen at Microsoft. There's a reason why it doesn't happen at Sony. And there's a reason why it's never happened anywhere else. So I don't think the problem is this guy being a gamer. I think the problem is this guy being a senior person at Google and wanting to be a gamer and not mention the gaming company that he represents at all. And there's a reason why companies don't allow that. So I think Google should get, if they want to be so lenient with that, maybe get in the practice of telling people, just like what Apple did with Meg, don't put your title up in your description.
Wait, Meg has something else.
I was gonna say, I know she's got a retort, but I do want to get in on this too.
He's not being paid to promote Stadia on his personal Twitter account. He can promote whatever he wants and still have his job title up there. He can say, I do this at work, but I also support this company and I like this game and I support this. And this is a smart strategy because he's not running the Stadia Twitter account. He's got his own thing going on. And I think that's totally fine. I think it's good to see that people in Stadia at a high level are looking at what other people are doing and can appreciate good tactics and appreciate good games and appreciate good graphics on other platforms. That's only going to make the Stadia brand stronger.
So here's my 2 cents on it. And I'm going to take a very similar approach to MM, but I'm gonna give you tangible examples and some things to actually think about. So these are thought-provoking questions that I would say think about this when I say them. If you were working for said company, okay, the issue at hand isn't, and I think this is the way I would like to say it. The issue isn't that he's a gamer or that he likes games or that he's talking about games, right? I think that's not the issue at hand. I think the issue at hand is if you're going to place your company title on your personal Twitter account, that's what changes the game. That's, I think, what we got to make sure we have clear context on. Yeah, that's the issue.
Agree.
Now, if that wasn't there, I agree 100% with what Meg is saying on this, and I don't even think, I think this is a nothing burger. I think it's something that we should move on from, and it's not a big deal. He's choosing, and this is the part that I think is important. He chose to put that on his personal Twitter account. That has gravity. That has gravitas. That means I am showing you that I'm a representative of said company.
And Cheese, just to add to the job role discussion, if he was like a developer, he was a level designer or whatever other role which is different from marketing, because marketing is about promoting.
Yeah, and that's true. But here's the other part that I think is important. Think about someone that goes to that page that reads, he works for Stadia, but then goes and looks and sees, you're playing Avengers on PlayStation. My question to everybody here in both, hold on. My question here to everybody in the panel and the chat is, what does that person then think? You listen, I don't disagree that you may not have an issue with it. You as the individual. Let's take a step back for a second. And I'm saying this respectfully. What do you think that person's thought process is? Oh, that Avengers game that you work for Stadia, so you're not playing it on there, you're playing it on PlayStation instead? Whether that's right or wrong, okay?
Let me play devil's advocate. So he's playing on PlayStation because he wants to get the Spider-Man version of it. And he will be playing on PlayStation because all his friends are not over there.
That's not, but again, that's getting too granular. It's not when you're dealing with someone that's just looking at this from a general consumer standpoint. They're not thinking through all that. With all due respect, Eddie,
but
they're not.
Is a general consumer seeing this guy?
No,
and I'm going to get. He has
less than 1K followers.
I'm going to get to that last. I'm going to get to that last. Here's the good news on this. He doesn't have a whole bunch of people following him. It's like at the end of the day, the exposure on this is not that large, but it's the premise and the principle. And I will agree with MM here on this. I have seen and where I've worked, people that have placed their company names on their personal profiles that have gone out, and whether it was right or wrong, again, whether it was right or wrong, whether you agree with it or not, they were terminated because it goes against the company policy of if you're promoting said product, you can't put that on your personal Twitter account. You can't. So it's a principle thing. Otherwise, for me, I don't think it's that big of a deal if it's not on there. That's where I take the issue with it. That's it. And that's That's my stance on it.
But you guys are saying that because you're a Stadia employee and you have Stadia on your Twitter bio, you're not allowed to support other companies. You're not allowed to have other interests. Chase, you run a channel called Stadia Talk and you stream non-Stadia games. A lot of people could say exactly what you're saying back at you. This guy, he works for Stadia and he supports other companies, and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's a big difference, though. I'm not being paid. He's being paid.
Yeah, but you want to promote the brand. You branded yourself Stadia Talk.
It's completely different, though. You're being paid again with all due respect. He's being paid by a company to promote something. Right?
He is not being paid by Stadia to run this Twitter account. This is his personal account. His job is working for Stadia. Stadia is not paying him to run this Twitter. They're paying him to run Stadia's Twitter, which he probably does a great job at.
Can I throw a scenario out there?
I'm sorry. Just to clarify something, we don't know if he's being paid to run the Stadia Twitter. We know that the Stadia Twitter, it's run by
a team.
A team. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if he managed that team or not. But again, what we got from his job description, he says this includes brand and campaign management, messaging, creating social content and channels, influencers, and reporting. When he says creating social content and channels, I think that includes Twitter. That could or could not include his personal Twitter profile. From what I saw, it's a personal Twitter profile. He doesn't talk about anything about jobs, and he's a gamer and he loves video games, which is great. The only thing that I don't agree, I already talking about that. Germany and Brian, man. Please jump into the conversation.
Well, before we get there, MM had one quick point he wanted to make.
Yeah, I just want to throw that scenario out there. And everybody's making great points. But again, I'm just talking from a corporate standpoint. And I think Google being lenient on this is probably not wise. And there's a reason why other business models do it this way. So I'm going to use the PepsiCo example again. I'm the CEO or vice president of Pepsi. I'm at the park with my son. My son has Little League baseball game. I'm there and there's a Coca-Cola machine. I go grab the Coca-Cola. I crack it open. I say, hey, whoa, I love Coca-Cola. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. This Coca-Cola thing is here. And I'm, going back to the crowd and I'm taking selfies with the Coca-Cola. When I go to PepsiCo on Monday, guess what? My ass is fired. You've seen this with paid sponsors who, PepsiCo done hired to promote the drink, and they caught them with other drinks. It's just the optics of it when you're that high, or if you're of a specific region within the company. And I think marketing is part of that it just doesn't look good. And I'm going to say this real quick and shut up. To Chase's point, I think what Chase was trying to illustrate is that when that general consumer sees that, even if he did want it in Eddie's scenario for the Spider-Man DLC, he's going to scroll down and let's just say if he does think that at a granular level, he's going to scroll down and see nothing about Stadia, nothing. It's not a problem now because, let's be honest, less than 1% of gamers know about Stadia. But if this trend continues, as the platform grows, it's going to become a powder keg, I think, in the perception realm. Just my thoughts.
Can I just add one thing? And I'm done after this. Imagine if Major Nelson, okay, because that's his personal Twitter account, all right, that's tied to Xbox. Imagine if he tweeted out that he was playing Call of Duty on PlayStation.
Is that his personal Twitter? Or is that like his character account?
That's his character account.
It's not Larry. Yeah.
The point that I'm making is no matter what in this scenario, it's an optics issue. And I think that's what I was trying to get at is I'm not being paid. Okay. This gentleman is being paid by Google, whether he's running that account for Google or not. He's still an employee of that company and he has to hold himself to a certain standard. I can't go out and say certain things for the business that I work for. If I did, I could get terminated. That's part of the business world. So the lens I'm speaking from is from that. I'm not speaking on it from the gamer lens or the other. And that's why I wanted to just try to make sure to make clear so that it doesn't seem like I'm attacking anybody, and more so that I was trying to put out thought-provoking questions to just, again, to think about, to provoke thought. And that's how I wanted to leave it. So, and again, no disrespect to anyone that has a different view on this.
Let me jump in on this.
Go ahead.
From what I'm hearing, because I hadn't seen the guy's page, but I do understand his position. I totally get the argument that, hey man, you have the right to have your own personal page, but you're putting on there that you work for Google at this level, you're marketing this product, but you're talking about these other guys, you're on your personal page marketing the competition. It looks bad. I get that. But again, I think this is a kind of a situation where we may not understand Google's policies, and how they run their ship. They may not be like, Meg, you said in here that would you say a person shouldn't have to hide their workplace, just have multiple interests. They may feel that way. They may feel like hey, you work with us, you promote this product, you understand it, you appreciate it, you see the value in it, but we don't want you to feel like you have to be, your mouth is sealed. You can no longer be a human being. Hey, we don't have a problem with that. And if they don't have a problem with that, and I know what you guys are saying, them being so lenient on it as well could be a problem for them moving forward, but just maybe they don't see it that way. And his page doesn't have that many followers. And I'll say this, if moving forward, we see Stadia's marketing and their promotion being done really well, moving forward, better than it's been done in the past, then we'll say, hey, well, he's doing his job, and obviously it's not really interfering so much. And maybe even if you look at it this way, Stadia being a platform that has no history, no roots in gaming, Google having no roots in gaming, seeing somebody in this space, a newcomer to the platform may say, hey, man, I respect this guy a bit more for actually having the guts or the balls to say he likes PlayStation or he likes this game. I play it on there. Hey, this guy is actually a gamer. I might check that Stadia thing out. You know what I mean? So it may actually work in their favor to see that this guy is a genuine gamer, a Phil Spencer of the world, if you will. You know what I mean? And he's actually not being, puppeted and being forced even on his own personal social media to speak highly of the platform he works for specifically. He can say what he wants. And what he's actually saying is that these spaces that we're competing with, they're doing great things. And these things obviously are going to be influences to how he's going to market and sell Stadia, if you will. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
I'm glad you brought up policies, because that was my first question. We know all these personalities from Stadia on Twitter and whatnot, and how often they even tweet about Stadia to begin with. So, like, you got someone like Grace, you got someone like Jade and Phil, and this gentleman. Like, we don't see many of them tweet about Stadia at all, like any of them. So, I mean, is there a policy possibly that Google's just not letting them? I mean, that's something I wanted to consider too, but I don't know. It's there's a lot of assumptions that need to be made, and
there's some. I can't remember the guy's name because I use him as an example in a tweet where, again, and these are all discussions and everybody's making great points. I don't think no one's right or wrong. There's the one guy that he always retweets stuff from Random Noob. He talks about his love for Microsoft, everything.
He's a developer.
Yeah, he's a developer, but he's always plugging Stadia in somewhere, and and then he retweeted something from Random Noob. So yeah, I said this is a perfect scenario. This guy talks 70% about other stuff, but there's that 30% about Stadia. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know, but maybe look, there was this scenario where somebody from the Stadia community pulled out another guy. Remember last week? And then remember after the Ubisoft forward, he was like, great Ubisoft forward, the best Stadia looking thing ever. So I don't think it's a policy where they don't want you to talk about Stadia. I think it's a policy to what Jamani was talking to, where they're like, tweet about what you want and let people know that you work for us. We don't care.
Yeah, right. It is, as Charles was saying here on chat as well. Everybody knows Grace from Google, which is the community manager.
Yep.
She has her tweet on her Twitter. She has a lot of personal stuff.
Yeah.
But she doesn't speak so much about Stadia on Twitter. She doesn't. She does her own gaming thing. But whenever Stadia has something big happening,
she's plugging it.
She's plugging it. So and here's the deal on this guy specifically. And again, I'm just so picky because it is marketing. It's a very crucial role, and he barely says anything about Stadia. So we had that Phoenix Rising demo coming exclusively to Stadia. He haven't plugged anything on that.
Maybe that game doesn't interest him. Maybe he doesn't want to play it.
And let me play devil's advocate too. It's just a demo.
Yeah, I mean, and it's getting plenty of promotion.
I agree with that. What is his? Because here's where maybe how do I say this the right way? The reason that it piqued my interest is, isn't he a global head of marketing?
Right.
Yeah. What is his exact job title?
I read it, and I can read it again because I have it right here.
Yeah, can you read it again, just real quick? Because I think that's what stood out to me.
Global head of product marketing, Stadia.
See, that's why it got my attention.
One thing I like to add quickly here. He has that job title working for Google for 2.5 years. And we know Stadia is less than that. And before of that, he worked at EA for 5 years or so. So the guy is good, and the guy has been working, doing his deliverables. So I believe, outside of his Twitter account, he's probably have been achieving the deliverables. Otherwise, they would let him go. Go ahead, Chase.
No, I was going to say, to your point, and I want to make sure that this doesn't get lost because Meg was saying this. I'm not challenging his job performance, and I want to be very clear about that. I hope no one took away what I was saying as me saying he doesn't go to his job and do what he's supposed to do. So I just want to make sure to book in this and put that in there as well, that's not what I was going after. There's a difference between saying what you say or what you do on your personal Twitter account that could be tied to work doesn't mean that you're not effectively doing your job when you're at work. Those are two different things. So I just wanted to make sure to be very clear about that.
Loud and clear, and I think we had a very productive discussion here. I love you guys.
It was a great discussion.
That we are civilized and we can have a discussion like this. That nobody every time
can be done. Sweet Jesus.
I hate every single one of you after this conversation.
I'm quitting TSI. This is my last episode.
About you on Twitter.
Meg, you suck.
I'm gonna go to my personal Twitter and tweet about all of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what? Have at it. But in all seriousness, hashtag healthy discourse. I hope that going forward, we can get out of these. Can I just say this here? Can we just get out of these places where we're saying stop making molehills out of mountains and stop manufacturing crises? I said this
it's Civil War time, baby.
Can we please just look? It can be done. We really do need to get back to basics.
It is just trying to understand that there's no I won the discussion. It's not like a debate that there's somebody winning at the end. It's everybody just sharing their sides of the story. And I won, Meg. You suck.
Meg is competitive at heart. I can't.
Meg is competitive as fuck.
Can I say this? You got to be self-aware, and I know that I'm more on the wing of the quote unquote more positive side of Stadia, right? Except for these few items here and there, and that's just because of my profession, 20 plus years or whatever. But and I'm very stubborn. I can't let certain things go, whether it's right or wrong. I am what I am, like Popeye. But even those that agree with me, I'm starting to see a trend of agree with us or shut up.
Yep.
And that's not, and it's not about that. Like I again, you guys know I'm part of the Crumb side where it's a lot of foolery and foolishness. And then there are pockets of where information is being, dispersed or whatever. But a lot of it is like, rah. I think this community is more informative and better than that. And we don't achieve our better selves when we try to silence someone else. If you don't like something that somebody is saying, mute them. Twitter gives you options, but all of these points of view need to be heard, because even though we may feel, everyone feels that their opinions are paramount, it's just the way it is. We're human. But Google ultimately needs to know where the community leans. And if we're telling, let's just say, for instance, if 75% of the community agrees with Chase on a lot of the things that he brings up, and we're telling 75% of the community to shut up, that doesn't help Google. And that doesn't help this platform in knowing what it needs to do to grab that 75% back, because they're in a silo. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face. So I get the urge. it's not about right or wrong. It's about perception. So let this all play out the way that it's going to play. Google is $1 billion company. They'll figure it out in the long run, and let people have the conversations that they're supposed to have without telling people to shut up.
Hey,
Hey,
MM.
Yes.
Shut up and play your games, dude.
Come on, that was such a great
Hey, listen. Remember the phrase? I know MM's going to start clapping. They came for the butcher, and I said
Absolutely.
nothing. They came for the barber, and I said nothing. When they came for me, there
Slam your
was
fist
no
again. Do it
left
again. Slam your fist.
Slam it.
I know.
He almost broke his table earlier.
In all seriousness, just because it doesn't affect you at your doorstep in the moment, you don't want to push people away that won't be advocates for you when something does matter to you. We all are in this together. We're all on this ship together. Let's be on the ship together. There you go. Kumbaya.
So, kumbaya. And changing subject, Brian, we do have anything else for the after show? Because I want to look at the Cyberpunk stuff.
No, you don't get to play.
That's it?
It's over. See you guys.
No plug.
Cyberpunk, what's going on?
Nightwire. Is that what you're talking about? Or that just happened?
Yeah,
New
the
video?
event. So there was the event today, and they revealed the PCE specs.
Oh, yes.
And also, MM shared something about a pool.
Oh, yeah. Let me pull that up.
MM, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep. No, I thought you was gonna take it over, brother. I was gonna take another swig of my last little drippity drop of my proper.
No.
Go ahead. You got it.
Talking about the pool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. So interesting poll that I came across, where CD Projekt Red themselves asked people on Reddit, "Where is it? How will you play Cyberpunk 2077?" And PC predominated, right, with 678 people out of the over the 1,200 people that participated. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 were 2 and 3, which is interesting for the PlayStation 5. Fourth place went to Xbox One, but tied for last was the Xbox Series X and Stadia. And this is, and look, I've been telling my Xbox friends, they're like, "Oh, Stadia's dog shit. Get it out of here." Roof, roof, roof. I'm like, look, our September is looking better than your whole flipping year. Like, you got, and I'm hearing that more and more. And I get a lot of PlayStation people that DM me. They want to do it in the shadows. They're like, "Hey, MM2K, how do I sign up for Stadia?" Look, I'm getting more and more of that all the time. So the fact that Stadia, the platform that isn't a premier platform, is tied with the next generation most powerful console for the biggest game of 2020, arguably, says a lot to me.
That is a big deal. Wow.
Chris is asking, there's no GFI option?
Yeah.
Is that
I guess they consider that
like
PC.
PT? That's PC.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Let me pull up Eddie's thing here.
That's cool. I'm amazed. I'm amazed that PC is like so far and away.
Nah, that's
Holy
expected right
cow,
there,
the
man. All that
recommended
ray tracing and whatnot.
are
Surprisingly, these specs are not that high. To be
They're
honest.
not that high.
That's not bad at all. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying crazy. Like, that's not.
Oh,
yeah, that's
okay,
not more-
okay.
yeah.
I was about to
We're
say,
talking
yeah.
about 70
A
gigs
1060?
of storage
Huh.
in a 1060.
Wow, for
to
all
run.
that game.
Yeah.
Man.
That-
So
that's
of
kinda
course, if
surprising.
you
That's why
have a
it's crazy. I'm sorry,
1060, it's probably
okay,
not
okay.
running anything on Ultra. You're not getting that ray tracing and etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting ray tracing with 1060. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's 20 series to get a ray tracing and stuff. But I was surprised to know that the game is less than 100 gigabytes.
Yeah. That was
Well,
interesting.
If I heard something correctly, they actually made the game shorter than The Witcher 3 because their statistics show that a lot of people didn't finish The Witcher.
Huh.
Yeah.
So if that's true, then they influenced them to actually make their game shorter because of a previous title. So, yeah.
Don't know how I feel about that, but
Neither do I. I don't think you should. I don't think you should judge a different IP and
Yeah.
use
I think
that
it'll be
to-
fine. I think it'll be fine.
yeah. So
In comparison, I just dropped a link in the chat to one of my tweets messing with my console buddies there. But if you look at Serious Sam's minimum and required specs in comparison to Cyberpunk 2077, it might raise some eyebrows. Yep.
Really?
Yep. You guys can pull that up, or if you want me to
wait, do you see this, Germani?
This is Serious Sam 4.
What the?
Yep.
They're recommending 16 gigs of RAM for this one.
So let's compare here. I'm going to be reading the recommend for Serious Sam 4 and Cyberpunk 2077. Remembering that Serious Sam 4, it's single player, but can be co-op. In Cyberpunk, it is right now only single player.
Right.
The processor from recommended for Serious Sam is 8 core. When on Cyberpunk, they're asking for i7 407090, which is the second generation of i7, which is a 4-core processor.
Yep.
Memory-wise, they're asking for 16 when Cyberpunk is asking for 12. Graphic-wise, they're asking for a 1080 when Cyberpunk is asking for a 1060. DirectX is the same version. And the storage, of course, Serious Sam, it's a smaller title, only 40 compared to the 70 of Cyberpunk 77.
Maybe because of the amount of physics they may have and the number of enemies that are interactive.
I think it's definitely because of the size of the mobs coming at you
that's
at the same time.
The only thing I could imagine it must be.
It's the assets.
Yeah, that are interactive and the physics that may be involved. You know, that's what it has to be. You know, because that's
crazy though that it's 8-core CPU. I was like, what?
Which games these designers I would say programmers, I guess, do need to get better with actually utilizing the hyper-threading and the multi-core CPUs, really. So, because they're not the best right now.
Yeah.
Well, I just pray for the internet lady that we get Cyberpunk on day and date on Stadia.
And also, we don't have to worry about all those requirements on Serious Sam because we'll be playing.
Right?
Yeah. Stadia, baby.
Oh, while we're here talking about the specs and things, so interesting development happened today. When we were playing, me and Project, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but we played PUBG today. They have tinkered with some of the graphics, man.
Ray tracing on the ground. Oh, shit. Ray tracing.
No, it's not ray tracing.
When him and Chase get together, boy, it is.
But the textures in some of the mountains in the desert map in particular were not as, let me just say, not as detailed in the previous iteration. And specifically on that map in particular, the frame rates, they're doing stuff, man. And I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's going on, but all I'm saying is buckle up because they just keep doing these little things. Like it's great stuff to see. And I was really impressed today. Like, again, I hadn't picked up PUB for a couple days, and the last time I played it, I'm like, this looks okay. And again, remember, I'm playing in 720. Right. So when I see some of this stuff, Project's like looking at it in 4K and going, "Oh my God!" You know how he's, "Oh my God, Chase, you don't know. You go look at these textures." I'm like, "Bro, I can't really see the same thing. I'm in 720, but I believe you."
Right. Hey, remember the days of the Division 2, bro? Like seeing all the different iterations they were making on that game.
Yeah. There's low level. I know some of it is the reflection. There's a term for it. I forget what people call it, but I'm sorry, y'all. There's some low level ray tracing and stuff there. You can see it within the game the way they've got it set up.
Are you talking about Division 2 right now?
Division 2, yeah. There's some low level stuff, and it's AI. It's not native or anything. It's all AI based, but it's still a big deal to me.
Yeah, the game is gorgeous, man.
Since they plug the Division next week, right? The summit.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big deal.
Am I understanding that's like a horde mode, right? So it's like PvE.
It's kind of like as far as
horde,
like a rogue. Isn't it like a rogue?
It's
like
100 stories, and you work your way up 100 levels to get to the top.
There's a boss on every level.
I think each 10 levels.
Oh, it's 10 levels. Okay, sorry.
Each 10 levels, you have a boss and a checkpoint.
I thought it was 100 as well.
It's 100.
100
No,
levels.
it's a
But maybe-
100 level, but each 10
Maybe
levels.
10 levels, yeah. There's
Oh.
you have a check.
It's 10 bosses. I got you.
I see.
I'm with you.
It's like a roguelike because I mean you die, but you keep your upgrades and then you try again. So it's like a roguelike. I like that. Yeah. Definitely.
Pew pew.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be playing it.
If we get DLSS on Stadia at some point, oh my god!
But it's AMD based architecture though, so we can't get it.
Not
Don't
AMD,
we-
you mean NVIDIA.
Huh?
DLSS, it's NVIDIA
It's
based.
NVIDIA, right? Technology,
Right.
yeah.
Well, we will have in October the new
AMD.
RDNA 2, which is the architecture from AMD. I'm curious to see.
Yeah, they have their own version of
Yes.
DLSS that
Yeah.
they're working.
That's what I meant. It's similar to that. It's not the exact name, but there's some AI stuff that they're doing with upscaling and other things that are apparently it's more innovative. They're keeping their cards close to the chest and saying they've got some big stuff. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, they need it because that is a powerful tool right there.
That's where we're headed.
Yeah, man, that'd be amazing.
All right, folks. Anything else you guys want to cover before we wrap it up? Just gonna dance a little bit.
I don't know what's going on.
Sounds
With
like a
that.
good episode.
It's a good place to stop right there. Just stop
No
doing
one
what
wants
you're
to see me
doing.
dance. No one wants to see me.
All right, friendos. I think that's it. It's been a good Friday night. Been another good episode. Again, we'll be back in 2 weeks on the 2nd of October. Maybe we get a Connect announced in the next couple of weeks. You guys think we'll see one in October?
Eddie? Eddie knows exactly down to the hour when it's going to be.
Yeah, I'm beginning to regret that prediction because every single day which passes by, I feel like it's gonna happen like a 1 year anniversary Connect something.
Oh,
I think it's too busy for that.
In November.
yeah, it would be really busy. Yeah, because the consoles would be launched, the competition, people would be shopping for that.
Yeah, but
And when you're marketing,
Friday,
but the point is,
I won't say.
I feel like closer to November because the events for these companies have already passed by, so it's just time for you to pick up because pre-orders madness has already passed by. So it could be a good time for presenting. Hey guys, here are our latest news. I know you guys are getting these consoles right now because you already pre-ordered, and these consoles are sold out. But check it out, what you can get for free with us right now.
Yeah, they can definitely do something marketing wise to kind of. I mean, hopefully that marketing guy's available to help out.
I think to MM's point.
you were
I think
popping-
MM's. Oh, go ahead, Jermaine. My bad. Go ahead.
No. I knew Brian was popping shots at the marketing guy for that earlier.
The thing is, I'm on Meg's side with this. I really don't care about it, but
Right. Yeah.
just use
I
that.
caught that the other way.
I care. I care passionately. I passionately care.
When I say
in
I
the
don't
opposite
care,
direction.
I don't exactly. Go ahead, Pace.
No, I was just going to say to MM's point earlier that it'll be interesting because if they do nothing in October, then we know where they stand. They're just going to stay quiet. Like that's kind of my view on this is if they do something in October, then they're actually trying to not compete, but they're trying to get mind share, knowing that there's people that could not get the consoles.
Yep.
So they're saying, "Hey, we're a option for you. Think about it."
And-
If they do nothing and they wait until November during all that noise, it's just kind of status quo. That's my statement.
And you got to know that they'll have Jedi Fallen Order probably come out in October. They'll probably have Madden and FIFA's dates ready to go. They'll probably have Cyberpunk's date ready to go. They could really make a Connect in October huge.
That's what I mean. I think there's a lot of things.
And leverage Sabrina, of course, too. So
Yep.
Right.
go ahead. Eric.
They're gonna call it CCU TV or
CCGU
CCCGTV.
Right. Yeah.
Eddie, you look so smart suddenly. Teach us something.
I'm gonna school you guys.
Brother.
But you can only teach with the pink hair, though.
Yeah.
That was gone. That's gone. Just okay.
All right. Anything else you guys want to cover?
I want to give a shout out to the guy Dad Plays Games on YouTube. Man, he did a really good video on talking about how Stadia really is the only next gen gaming platform. I dropped a link in the chat for you guys, man. it was good. It was good. It was, we've been talking about this for months and months and months, but I think it was really good. He laid it out real nice and smooth. And it's just something that for people to consider, it's like getting into these consoles, the new ones and everything, and getting in the hype and all that stuff, and then going at, deal with the pre-order situation and all this other stuff. It's just like, oh, it's a headache when I can just get in my game and play. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's more on top of that comes along with it outside of just playing the games. There's more features that are just not going to be available no matter how many chips they throw in these, boxes or how much money you pay. It's just,
It's a good shout.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a shout out for that because I watched the video. It was good.
And we don't have to sit there waiting for Wario64 to post a link to it. And
Right.
click it and find out that Best Buy just magically is already out. So, I mean,
Right.
It's yes.
Exactly. I just saw Wario64 say there's still physical editions of the PS5. Just be quiet.
Lies.
Leave me alone, dude.
Well, here's the good news, viewing audience. There's a lot of Stadia controllers available, so you're good. All you need to do is pick up that Chromecast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay us, Google. Okay. So with that being said, shut up and go play some video games. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Guys, don't forget to vote on
Good
the poll
night.
from Brian. Bye,
Vote on the
guys.
poll, Twitter poll.
50-50.
Pandemic aside, stores or no stores. All right.
Right. Go outside, people.
Go outside.
No, what's
Don't wear a mask. Wear a mask.
Jason go like that.
See you guys.
Later.